In conference affairs, Woodlands have put up an average of 34 points per game compared to 34.7 for Willis. The Willis Wildcats average close to 400 yards per game, led by their freshman quarterback, Lincoln Frazier, who put up 400 yards and 5 touchdowns in their win last week. Meanwhile, the Woodlands Highlanders averaged well over 400 yards themselves in their last game, a 45-14 win. Senior quarterback Jack Dalton had 200 yards and a touchdown on 60% completion, but the standout was senior running back Cody Jordan, who had 169 yards on only 10 attempts with 2 touchdowns. While Willis is more of an airing it out team, Woodlands is more of a balanced attack, so it should be fun to see these contrasting offensive styles. This is the first head-to-head matchup of these two strong programs in Houston. Let's see who comes out on top in this offensive clash as the Woodlands looks to stay on top on the road in their district standings.
This is Riley Hartman reporting for Varsity Sports, and today we'll be talking about Aaron Judge and the history that he's currently making. Judge hit his 47th home run of the current 2025 MLB season last Friday at Fenway Park during a game where the Yankees won. This home run also put him in the 4th place of the Yankees all-time home run list, surpassing Joe DiMaggio, who previously held this title. Center fielder Joe DiMaggio had 361 career home runs during his time with the Yankees, and the next closest player to this record was his teammate at the time, Yogi Berra, who had 358 career home runs during his time on the Yankees. Aaron Judge currently has 363 home runs, surpassing both DiMaggio and Berra, and he's still going to be on a Yankees contract throughout the 2032 season. Luke Gehrig is currently taking the 3rd place spot on the Yankees franchise all-time home run list, just above Judge, with 493 career home runs. Judge went into this game with a .324 batting average, now at a .325, which is currently the highest batting average in the MLB. He also has 2 American League MVP awards and is set to win this season as well. On top of making history with the New York Yankees franchise all-time home run list, he's making MLB history as well. Barry Bonds is statistically one of the best players in MLB history who reached a 200 OPS plus in one season. The only other player who's been able to do this since Bonds' retirement was Aaron Judge, who has done it now 3 times. If Judge plays like this for the rest of his career, he has the potential to be one of the greatest right-handed batters of all time. He's already considered one of the best players, but with a little bit more time, he has the potential to be considered one of the greats of baseball. This is Riley Hartman reporting for Varsity Sports.
In a game built on power, speed, and precision, sometimes real change doesn't come with noise, it comes with courage. And in 2015, that courage showed up in Arizona. That's when Dr. Jen Welter stepped onto the field and into the history books as the first female coach in the NFL. The Arizona Cardinals gave her a shot no woman had ever been given, a role on the coaching staff during training camp and preseason. She didn't ask for permission. She earned respect with knowledge, toughness, and leadership that just couldn't be denied. Dr. Welter shattered more than just glass ceilings. She opened doors for women in sports and beyond. Because of her bold step in Arizona, women across the country are stepping onto the field as leaders, coaches, and decision makers. In 2020, Dr. Welter hit another milestone, this time in the digital world, becoming the first woman coach ever featured in Madden NFL 20 in Superstar KO mode. Dr. Jen Welter, the first, but not the last. Courage started right here in Arizona. This is Latoya Lucas with Varsity Sports Show.
Social media, you either love it or you hate it. No matter what side of the fence that you're on, it has completely taken over the world of sports. Athletes no longer have to depend on the media to relay their messages or their agents to speak for them. Instead, those in offices and fans at home can know exactly what's inside of the mind of their favorite player just by a swipe. Of course, the access to social media comes with both positives and negatives. Majority of athletes use social media to build their personal brand while also sharing a glimpse into their personal lives. A major theme that we've seen blossom within the last couple of years is relatability. fans gravitate with people who they can relate with. It's no longer just about being a good athlete. It also applies to how you carry yourself in your day-to-day life. Instagram and TikTok have increasingly become popular forms of social media for athletes to connect with their audience. In the same breath, some argue that social media gives too much access where it becomes overwhelming for the players. Nevertheless, we are living in a time where it is more common for those to pull out their phone rather than pen and paper. For Varsity Sports, I'm Blessing Frazier.
Hi, I'm Carmen Liberto, and I'm an intern at Varsity Sports Show. And today, I'm going to show you a story about what water polo can mean to someone, even though it's not as popular in Arizona as just a state over like in California.
Water polo, it keeps people engaged and wanting more. What does it mean to some people? It means the world. Even when options are limited, dedicated players want to keep chasing the feeling it first gave them when it started.
So my name is Troy Symington, originally from San Clemente, California, and I've lived in Arizona now for the last 7 years. Anywhere I go, I always look up for Masters water polo and hope I can find a team that I can jump in with. So when I moved here, I started an internet search for Masters water polo and USA water polo to see who had Masters teams in the area. And
Troy Symington has been playing water polo since 1982. He is currently 57 years old and still loves to play.
because when I get in and I play water polo, when I get out, I feel like I'm 18 again.
He drives all the way from Prescott, Arizona, just to come down to Scottsdale to play water polo.
Well, the thing that worried me most is that I wouldn't be able to find someplace to play. Thankfully, Scottsdale Water Polo has a great Masters club here.
It's people like Troy Symington that show how dedicated water polo players are. To him, it doesn't matter that he spends 3 hours in the car if it means he gets to play the sport that he fell in love with years ago.
Troy Symington is just one example as someone who will stop at nothing to play.
Last year, Arizona State Volleyball made program history. They were crowned conference champions for the first time after a stellar 30-3 regular season record. The Sun Devils punched their ticket to the NCAA tournament, advancing to the second round with a win over New Hampshire, before their run ultimately ended against 6th-ranked Texas A&M. Fast forward to this year, and the Sun Devils are already showing that same fire. Off to a 6-2 start, they've faced tough tests and earned statement wins, the biggest knocking off defending national champion Penn State in 4 sets. Just days later, though, they did fall to number 9 ranked Pitt and lost their first game of the regular season. But despite that fire, this year's squad looks very different. The Sun Devils lost several key pieces from their championship roster, including outside hitter Jelly Sear, middle blocker Savannah Colhe, and libero Mary Schroll, all of whom graduated last season. Head coach JJ Van Niel knew this reality, but he had his team prepared for the new season well before the first game was underway.
Most people probably know 100% of our starting lineup graduated, which I've never experienced in my years of college volleyball. So I think it's a fun new challenge, figuring out the right systems for the kids, and then watching some people really flourish and step up. So it's been really fun.
After a crushing loss to number 2 Texas, the Devils are looking to keep their winning ways and find themselves as Big 12 champions yet again at the end of this season. For Varsity Sports Show, Andrew Neeram reporting.
This is Anastasia Roselli with the Varsity Sports Show here reporting on the WNBA playoffs.
First, history was made as the Golden State Valkyries became the first expansion team ever to reach the playoffs in their inaugural season. Whether or not their run continues, it's already a milestone that cements their place in league history. Meanwhile, Minnesota's Nafisa Collier has put together one of the greatest individual campaigns we've ever seen, a rare 50-40-90 shooting season while averaging over 20 points per game. That's efficiency and consistency at a level almost unheard of in pro basketball. Indiana's season, however, has been defined by injuries. Caitlin Clark is out with a season-ending groin injury after averaging more than 16 points and nearly 9 assists in just 13 games. She's joined on the sidelines by Sydney Colson, Ari McDonald, Sophie Cunningham, and Chloe Bibby, with Demetrius Dantas also missing time in concussion protocol. That's 6 players down, leaving stars like Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, and Natasha Howard to carry the load as the Fever fight through the playoffs. And off the court, Paige Beckers has officially been named the Rookie of the Year. The former UConn standout led Dallas with nearly 20 points a night, proving she's ready to become one of the faces of the league for years to come. Looking ahead, the semifinals start on Sunday, where the WNBA stars are looking to add to an already historic season. This is Anastasia Rostelli with the Varsity Sports Show.
Hello, folks. J.R. Lambright here. Coming to you from a place where the love for a community can run as deep as the taproots. We come upon the story of a coach whose legacy was not measured in wins, but in the lives he touched. We remember David Burke. His career was a family affair. His parents, Billy and Sammy Burke, were lifelong educators who dedicated decades of service to the district, and his daughter, Aiden, continued that tradition herself. This was a legacy of service, built on a simple philosophy he shared in a final message to his students. Whether I showed it to you or told you, I loved you all. That love was a powerful thing. After an unfathomable family tragedy, David gave back to the community he served, creating the Aiden Rose Foundation. The foundation carries on the work of supporting students and will award scholarships in honor of both David and his daughter. Further, the town of Jasper also honored his family's commitment, naming a new strength and conditioning facility in their honor. Thus, we have a legacy richer than any championship.
I'm Andrew Hughes with the Varsity Sports Show, and today I'm with Saguaro head football coach Darius Kelly. Coach, obviously it was a tough 3-point loss last week at South Point Catholic. What are the keys this week to getting back on the right track and getting a victory on the road?
Yeah, man, I mean, the biggest thing I've been talking with our guys all week is just straight up owning the moment. You know, don't let the moment get too big for you, even when you're up, even when you're down. You know, you got to make the plays when it's time to make plays, and it's time to just prove it. You know, guys talk about it all the time. Got all these stars on our team, guys got all the offers. Now it's just time to prove it, man, and just play football how we're supposed to play football, and let the pads talk, and just keep our mouth shut and just play good football, man. That's what I want to see out of these guys tonight, and just owning the moment and take control of the game how we're supposed to.
Who are a couple guys you want to step up and show you that complimentary football it seems like you're looking for tonight?
Yeah, I really want to see Marcel Jones turn the corner tonight. I really do. You know, he's one of those guys who's already committed to Sac State. He's got a lot of offers, a lot of hype around him. I don't think he's played to his full potential, and I think he knows that. So I'm anxious to see what he does tonight because he went to work this week, and I want to see him step up this week. And our running back play got to step up too. We got a lot of young guys in the backfield that's got to step up, and we'll see what we do.
Thank you, Coach.
Yes, sir.
I'm Andrew Hughes, and I'm with the Varsity Sports Show, and today I'm with Cesar Chavez, head football coach, Coach Chandler Hovick. Coach, obviously you had a tough loss last week in Queen Creek. What are the things that your squad must do today at home to get a victory?
Yeah, our guys battled hard last week. Queen Creek's a really respectable program. I love what they're doing over there. But our guys fought for 48 minutes. Now the turnovers and some of the things that we got to be able to control, we got to control that a little bit better. But the effort, we're really pleased with it last week.
So obviously last week was a loss. So this week you got a Saguaro coming in, a program with a lot of tradition, a lot of history, a little bit of different squad. What respect do you have for them, but also how important would this win be this week for your school as well?
Yeah, Saguaro, 14 state titles, last one coming 2 years ago, and they had a down year last year, and maybe people were counting them out, but you look over at their team, the way that they're coached and the dudes that they still have on their roster, it's a special unit. They really should be 3-0 right now against some really good teams, so we know we have our work cut out for us tonight. We have a lot of respect for these dudes and know it's going to be a tough one.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
It is a glorious night here in Laveen, Arizona, where we have a great matchup coming under your way with the Saguaro SaberCats at 1-2 versus your hometown Cesar Chavez champions, also at 1-2. Both teams looking to make a comeback after losing both of their matchups last week. It's going to be a good one. I'm your commentator tonight, Ethan Troll, alongside Riley. Riley, what do you think about this matchup tonight? You excited?
Yeah, these are both teams at 1-2. You know, one of these teams is going to come away with a 500 record. The other one is going to unfortunately fall to 1-3. However, one thing is, I think both these teams, they both got a pretty good shot, I think.
Absolutely, and tonight we're also going to have some showers. There are dark clouds all around us, and it's either going to be a really ugly game or it's going to be one of those games where it's a dogfight back and forth. What do you think?
Well, actually, first, speaking about these dark clouds, we just had to move one of the cameras inside the broadcast. We had to move one of the cameras inside the press box for a second. We definitely got a chance of rain here, folks.
Absolutely, and so the matchup that we have tonight is between two of the better teams in the state. Cesar Chavez is on the rise. They had a 7-4 record last season, and then Saguaro coming off of only a 1-win season and still only have 1 win. Who's the better team in this matchup?
I think Saguaro might be the better team, just kind of by a hair, I feel like. Now, although Cesar Chavez, this is going to be a close game, I think these teams are just going to be even. I don't really know exactly if I could put one over the other. I think it's just going to be that close of a game. Saguaro has got a quarterback that is mobile. Meanwhile, Cesar Chavez focuses on an air raid offense.
Yeah, and both of these offenses have been decently effective so far this season, and both teams have second-year head coaches in Chandler Hovick for Cesar Chavez and Darius Kelly for the Saguaro SaberCats. Saguaro is known for success in championships, but for the last few years, they seem to have lost that spark with all the transfers and graduates that have left, and they're trying to rebuild, whereas for Cesar Chavez, they're starting to be on the rise, coming off of that 7-4 season last season. And even though they lost their opening matchup against Mountain View, there's still something to look for here in the Valley.
Actually, speaking of success when it comes to Saguaro, one thing here that I took note of is how many alumni players have made it into the NFL. We got 11 total players, 5 of them active right now. Some of these guys include Byron Murphy, Christian Kirk, Denzel Burke. Some of these guys have gone on to play for the Cardinals. Hogan Hatton's playing for Detroit. Kaylee Ringo's playing for the Philadelphia Eagles. So this school has produced alumni players that have gone on to play in the NFL. And it's not just one, it's multiple, because there's a whole list of guys. DJ Foster, a running back for the Cardinals. Mike Brown, who is a running back for the Bears and the Chiefs. So you got a list of players here. And this definitely shows the history of Saguaro's success. And knowing Saguaro and knowing that they can produce this kind of talent that goes on to play in the NFL, they definitely could very well be back on the rise again.
Absolutely. And also tonight is the first ever meeting between these two schools. So these two schools, they don't really know each other well at all, especially considering that they're both in different conferences.
But that, not a lot of information on your opponent. It's definitely going to be a little bit of struggle. You're going to try and figure out, okay, what is this team going to do? What does this team like to do? And unfortunately, if you're not familiar with them, you don't really know how you're going to counter it. So we'll see if this school, we'll see who can adjust first to pull off the advantage ahead later in the game.
There's going to be multiple X factors tonight, and the one thing that stands out to Saguaro is they have the bigger size. They have a lot of big guys. Most of their roster is over 6'1", and unlike Cesar Chavez, they have a lot of guys that are just under 6 feet and weigh a little bit less. Do you think that's going to end up being a big result for this game going forward?
That will definitely play a huge advantage into things, because especially when you got taller players, see over the line of scrimmage, you can kind of see things playing out better. The shorter players when it comes to NFL, while they can have plenty of success when it comes to football, they definitely have a harder time seeing over the line of scrimmage, who are usually bigger guys. However, also one thing to mention, besides physical size of players, look at the size of the roster sheets here.
I know, it's ridiculous.
That we got printed off between Saguaro and Cesar Chavez. I have 3 whole pages printed off from Saguaro High School. I got 2 whole pages and then about 2.5 pages for Cesar Chavez. So there's maybe like 2.25 pages when it comes to Cesar Chavez. So Saguaro's got more guys that they can bring in and sub out. Definitely gives them a lot more options to work with. Cesar Chavez is going to have to really adjust to that. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what your roster size is. What matters is how do your guys play over the course of the game.
That's right, and it doesn't matter who the better team is. The only one that wins is the one that shows up.
the one that plays harder physically to the end of the game. This is going to be one physical matchup.
Absolutely, and the coin toss just got finished here, so we will see who gets the ball to start. And another conversation I want to talk about too is the team captains for Saguaro. Two of them being Cadell Stone, defensive back, senior, and Marcel Jones, quarterback. Those two have been the bigger leaders of this team going into this season, even when having only a 1-2 record. They've both been pretty strong leaders in the locker room, and they've performed pretty well so far this season. And in all honesty, this is probably a game where they might potentially break out, especially against a defense that has been struggling this season against the pass.
I think you're absolutely right. A team that struggles against the pass. Now, one thing that they say before is having a good run game equals up a good passing game. It's the fact that if one team struggles against the pass, while they might be very good at stopping the run, also means if they're giving up a lot of completions, you could probably expect Saguaro to really be throwing the ball a lot here, which that's one thing that kind of takes out of the Cesar Chavez playbook. You know, they're going to be actually, one thing that Saguaro, I think, can do on defense here is one thing that they probably will do on defense, and we'll look as they go into this game, is that because Cesar Chavez plays an air raid offense, they're going to be passing the ball more. It's going to be throwing the ball through the air. Their quarterback's not as mobile as Saguaro's quarterback is. So you already know one thing. You already know kind of what the other team might be focusing on.
Of course, yeah. And now we are about to have the game start, as the champions are going to get the ball to start the game. Yvonne, number 44 for Saguaro, ready to kick off here. And we are underway here in Levine. So we have a stoppage in play by the refs here. We're going to restart the kickoff. You know, you got the storms coming in, and now you have a stoppage in the middle of the game. It's a weird start.
I'm trying to figure out what that was. I guess maybe I think they're going to redo the kick. Yeah, they're redoing the kick. Wonder if the whistles blew right away. You wouldn't think there was a flag on the kickoff. I didn't see one.
Yeah, there was no flag on the field. Maybe the ball must have tipped over on the tee. And now we're going to have to restart the beginning of this game. What do you expect the champions to come out and run for Cesar Chavez and on offense to start?
Well, I think one thing, what I usually like to do is I like to try and run the ball first, I believe. But at the same time, knowing that this is a passing team, I think they might be passing first.
We'll see what happens here on this first drive as we redo the opening kickoff. Bounces at the 5, taken by number 7 to the 10, 15, 20, and gets hit and smacked down at the 25-yard line. A regular return by wide receiver Antoine Talton. And now the offense will come out to start. So as you were saying, the air raid offense has been pretty decent overall for Cesar Chavez, but this is going to be their biggest challenge yet.
This is definitely going to be a pretty big challenge, especially just because, as we said, Saguaro's got...
Sorry, we're going to stop here for injury timeout.
I'm Andrew Hughes with the Varsity Sports Show. Today I'm with Saguaro head football coach Darius Kelly.
This is Riley Hartman reporting for Varsity Sports, and today we'll be talking about Aaron Judge and the history that he's currently making. Judge hit his 47th home run of the current 2025 MLB season last Friday at Fenway Park during a game where the Yankees won. This home run also put him in the 4th place of the Yankees' all-time home run list, surpassing Joe DiMaggio, who previously held this title. Center fielder Joe DiMaggio had 361 career home runs during his time with the Yankees, and the next closest player to this record was his teammate at the time, Yogi Berra, who had 358 career home runs during his time on the Yankees. Aaron Judge currently has 3.
And we are back here from the commercial break as we get an inside zone handoff, cuts to the outside, gets a break at the 30, and gets hit and smacked down at the 33-yard line. A good carry by running back number 1, Ferris Jenkins, who's been their leading rusher this season, and he's done a pretty good job overall being the kickstart to their offense.
You want to know one thing I saw there on that block is I saw the outside blockers there, about the right guard, right tackle. They were blocking outside, then they pushed inwards, and it created a wide open hole in the right side of the field for him to just push right through.
Hand off again to the outside. He's going to make a cut. Gets met by the Huskies, and he's taken down at the 31-yard line. Only a gain of 1. And we're already at 3rd down. The Huskies are really known for blitzing, and they already just sent their 2nd blitz in a row.
Well, now what you could do on 3rd down is you could try and send the blitz. However, usually a lot of teams like to try and send the blitz here on 3rd down, bring pressure to the quarterback. But also you might see a couple of guys here just because it's early on. Actually, you know what? I think I see one guy over there. We might be getting a 5-man rush. Someone's running in too.
Yeah, the Huskies are known for sending the Wolfpack in. Here's the snap. QB, throw to the running back. Yes, smacked down low. And he's tackled for a loss back at the 29-yard line. And the champions will punt back.
They did indeed send that blitz and just never had time to find an open guy and just had to go to the check down to the running back. And they read that. The SaberCats read that in a hurry.
Yeah, Emmanuel Hernandez, QB for the champions. He's known to be a pocket passer, and he did step up and make some good reads right there on that last play, but it's that pressure that got home.
One thing here that...
And the punt's away. Gets down 45, bounces, returns at the 40, 45. Gets tackled down low at the 47, a good tackle and return overall. And now the Huskies will start the ball on their first possession. Saguaro has been really well known to spread the ball around quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm looking through a number of their among receiving here, they got a number of guys they seem to target. A couple guys get 2, 4, 8 targets. Now, one thing here I'm actually seeing is a Le'Veon Buckley. He's their main guy when it comes to reception targets. Look at this here. No, my bad. I messed that one up.
That's okay. We're about to get the first play here for the SaberCats. So we have a late substitution here for the champions.
It's Oliver Gibson, number 4. In the 3 games played, he's got the most receptions at 13. That equals 283 yards. So expect him to be a pretty big target here right out of the gate.
And the SaberCats are going to run it out of gun. Good cut to the outside and falls at midfield. It's going to be a gain of 3, and it'll be 2nd down and 7.
Couldn't really see the numbers too well on that far side of the field.
SaberCats on 2nd down. Another handoff to their running back as he breaks free to the 40, gets the guy off of him to the 35, 30, and gets knocked down at the 25-yard line. A good run for the Saguaro SaberCats, number 9, Nikolai Prosopio.
You know, one thing I thought there about Procopio is that it looked like he was about to go out of bounds, and all of a sudden he broke through and ran down the field.
Thank you for correcting me there, Miss Procopio. Snap, looking to the outside, right back to him. Down at the 20-yard line. Good tackles overall by the champions. And it'll be a gain of 5 and 2nd down and 5 coming up. Both teams trying to get their running backs involved early, right?
Absolutely. It's a little bit of honestly, a little bit of surprise. I kind of would think maybe out of the gate, maybe you're thinking.
Hand off to the outside. Right back to him to the 20, 15, 10. Moved inside, 5, and dives. They're going to mark him short at the 1-yard line, but still a solid gain for the SaberCats. And they'll set up 1st and goal at the 1.
About the 1, I think it's closer to the 2-yard line is where they marked it. And he got a little bit of a hole and was able to sneak through the line. Watch another run here.
Have 3 guys on the top. High snap, handoff, falls down, and he's going to get marked at the 1. No gain on the play. 2nd and goal.
It looked like a high snap there, and when they managed to hand it off to the running back, he just kind of lost his footing and fell.
Another handoff up the middle. This time it works. Touchdown, SaberCats. And they claw their first points on the board tonight, 6-0.
Touchdown, SaberCats.
You know, and when it comes to that, when you're right on the goal line, a lot of times you just try to punch it right through as the running back. You just try to force your way through, just follow your blocker and run straight into the pile. And we'll see, do you fall out on the other side? And he did. He just ran straight for the pile. Their blockers did their job.
And the SaberCats will attempt the extra point here. Make it a 7-0 lead. Good snap, good hold, and we are good. 7-0 SaberCats.
Looked like a low snap, and I got a little bit worried there that it might mess up on the kick.
We're going to go down live with our field correspondent, Drew. Drew, what do you have for us? As they're not ready yet, so we'll keep it up here in the booth. That was a great first drive overall, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Saw that the first drive there when it came to Cesar Chavez, they were forced to a 3-and-out early on. And when it comes to Saguaro, they were able to push through.
Okay, we're going to send it back down to our field correspondent. Drew, what do you have for us?
I'm Andrew Hughes with the Varsity Sports Show. Saguaro head coach Darius Kelly alluded earlier in our interview about how he wanted to play complementary football, and Saguaro's defense got a 3-and-out, and then their offense, predicated on Marcel Jones and Nikolai Procopio, scored to make the score 7-0. Saguaro strike first. It'll be interesting to see if they will continue to play complementary football the rest of the game. Back to you, Ethan.
Thank you, Drew, for that update. As the champions are going to get the ball back here for their second possession, and hopefully this time they don't go 3-and-out and get a stronger start to this first quarter.
Yeah, hopefully. One thing here that the Cesar Chavez head coach had brought up to me. Wait on this.
As the kick is going to bounce and get returned at the 2, cuts to the 10, 15, 20, and brought down at the 21-yard line. A solid return. Doesn't get to the 25, but just a little bit less. Still better than the 2-yard line as the Cesar Chavez offense comes onto the field to start their second possession.
One thing that head coach Chandler Hovick had actually told me here before the game is that part of their strategy is trying to hold on to the ball. They want to eliminate turnovers. If you can eliminate the turnovers and you manage to keep going downfield and putting up pressure and scoring on offense, it's definitely going to be an offensive game here to look out for, and I think they'll make the adjustment.
Let's see what they do to start their second possession. Hernandez gives it off to the middle and gets about a few yards there and gets down. They're going to mark him down at the 25-yard line. A gain of 3, and it'll be 2nd and 7.
You know, that's 4 plays now we've seen from this team, and 3 of them have been runs.
Yep.
So I wonder if they're maybe not feeling confident right now with passing and trying to see if they can just try to force open holes with the running game first, see if they can open up passing lanes.
They're going to put on number 12, Tyrone Thompson on the outside and rotate out. The SaberCats are going to stay tight on the outside with Thompson in. Hernandez taking the snap. Looking, can't find anybody. Gets pressure on the outside. Throws the ball and it's incomplete. And it's going to most likely be a face mask. As Hernandez goes to the sideline, he keeps fixing his face, so it's most likely going to be a face mask penalty here.
Well, we got some laundry on the field. I anticipate it's a personal foul, face mask. Holding on the chin.
So we had a holding penalty called, actually. The face mask didn't get called. And it's still going to be, it's going to be 3rd down and 7 here. As the champions come out in 3-by-1. We have a stoppage in play here. If you're the champions, what do you call on third down?
Well, it's third down and long. I think the only option you got is to try and pass it. Maybe you could try and fake them out. What is it? This is about maybe third down and 7. I mean, what, you try and fake it and go for a run? I don't think that's going to work, especially since you got to go 7 yards. It's third and long. I think you just got to pass it here. I think you're really out of options. You're limited what you can do on third and long. At some point, you're going to have to try and take a shot downfield. Look, their corners are playing in. There's a lot of room right back there. They got one safety in the backfield.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be lined up in man across the board here. And now Chavez is going to go back to the huddle. There's a lot of time being used right now for both defense and offense. I'm surprised there hasn't been a delay of game yet.
Well, right now I think they're probably paying attention to the clock. Plus the refs aren't set either. The refs are still talking over there on the sideline. So we know we're not ready to go quite yet. Finishing up one thing here.
The student section in our area is getting extremely loud, and I really like it. Our apologies to those at home. Our ref mic is a little static here, but looks like they reviewed the 2 penalties.
I know I saw holding on the offense. That's what he said, but I couldn't see that other one too well.
Yeah, there was one penalty on each team, and they offset, so we're going to replay the down. It'll be 2nd down and 7. There's a lot of confusion there.
Now 2nd down and 7, maybe you run the ball again. Maybe you try to push through. Maybe you see if you can open up some space. The corners are backing up there on the Saguaro side. Still one safety in the backfield.
Hernandez taking the snap. Throws to the outside. Caught by the tailback. To the 30. Makes a cut and gets smacked. And down at the 35-yard line. It'll be a 1st down, and the chains will move for the champions.
Looked like Malik Shaw. And one thing there, it looked like a screen pass out to the outside. The receivers ran and immediately went into blocking formation. So, and the screen pass is going to work. It caught the defense on surprise. They managed to get a big 1st down here, and that's their first down of the game.
Yeah, at this rate, they may as well keep using the running backs as that's what's working, as they have 2 in the backfield to start.
Looks like the split back formation.
Handoff over the middle. Gets a cut down, still fighting for more, still up. Both lines pushing, and he's down at the 43-yard line.
I think they tried to knock the ball free and just the running back, he had a tight grip over the ball. He was not going to
play.
2nd down and 1. I think you got a lot of space there to that left side. They might try and run the ball, see if they can get to the left side, but the running back is lined up on that left side. So maybe it's going to be a handoff up the middle or to the right side. There's more receivers over here. They got more blockers on the near side of the field.
Play action, RPO, caught. Makes another move, stiffs a man off, and it takes 3 guys to take him down at the 41-yard line of the SaberCats. What a play and what a read by quarterback Hernandez.
As you said, it was the RPO. He faked the handoff. It was maybe a play action pass. Maybe he also had a chance at running it, but he looked and had a receiver wide open on the other side of the field.
And that was to Malik Shaw, who's gotten his name called a couple times tonight, but that was the best play that this offense has had all game. And now the momentum's with them, heading into SaberCat territory.
I see Jenkins back in the backfield again. What it looks like.
And it's going to go to Jenkins up the middle, but only for a solid gain of about 2, and it'll be 2nd and 8 at the 39-yard line.
Gain of 2, gain of 3. We'll figure that out here. It's awfully close. Looks about a gain of 2. But it's definitely going to help out a little bit. But in the long run, these 2-yard runs aren't really going to help out. However, considering now their passing game is opening up, say there's really not much to worry about. Now they're maybe just outside of field goal range here, I think, at the moment. Maybe just in it. No one in the backfield.
Yeah, now they're going to go 5 wide here, something outside of the norm that they've been running most of the game. Screen to the outside, makes a cut, stiff arm at the 45, 30, and tackled at the 28-yard line. And it'll be a first down, and the chains will move for the champions.
Man, yeah, they called a receiver. It was a receiver screen over there. It was they had one receiver over there on the side. They had 2 receivers on that side of the field. Go with the closest receiver, have the other one go out and make a block.
Yeah, that was a good play overall. All the corners and defensive backs played off, making room for the receivers to get open there. And now they have 2 tailbacks in the backfield here on first down.
It's one of those split back formations again.
Handoff up the middle. Has decent momentum, and he's going to move to the 24-yard line. A gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd and 5.
I mean, he had just enough of a hole to be able to push his way through. And now, since I think they might be going for another pass here, we'll see where they line up.
They've been doing a pretty good job at spreading the ball around.
1 receiver far side of the field, 2 on the near side. 2 backs in the backfield.
Yeah,
it's another split formation.
Yeah, the SaberCats have sent 4 5-man blitzes. We'll see what happens here. Play action. Hernandez steps up. A little behind and incomplete. Nobody there to make any kind of catch. No DB, no receiver in place, and it'll be 3rd down.
And he just threw it behind him there. I think it was definitely going to be a tough play, a tight window to throw that to. Really I don't think he really had many other options. I didn't see many guys open up, except right there was maybe his best chance, and he just threw it behind him. Luckily, it was incomplete. No one was back there.
And solid protection overall by Chavez's offensive line. They've only had a couple pressures so far in this game.
Yeah, they're really standing up to the pressure. And as you said, despite kind of being more of a smaller team than Saguaro, they're lining up great to the pressure here.
Yeah, they are, and they have 6 guys up in the box. Hernandez looking, fade route, incomplete.
I think there's a little post route or corner route towards the sideline, just a little out front of him.
Now it's going to be 4th down, and we'll see if they go for it here or if they just take the field goal. And it looks like it seems to be the offense is going to stay out here and go for it.
That'll bring up 4th and 6 for the champions from the 20.
Honestly, the wind is starting to blow a little bit here. You can see the tree right there in the distance.
Yeah, we've been lucky enough to not have any rain, right?
Yeah, we had a little bit before the game. We haven't had really much since the game has started. I think right now it's just better. Let's see if the wind dies down so they can kick it later in the game.
4th down and 6 here as the offense stays on the field. Instead of taking the 3, snap. Hernandez looking to the outside. The running back isn't even looking for the ball. It goes off his helmet, and it'll be a turnover on downs and a win for the SaberCats defense.
Man, that is not what you want to do if you're Cesar Chavez, especially on this side of the field. Man, it's just poor communication there. The running back Ferris Jenkins just wasn't ready for that pass, and especially when you made it just outside the red zone too, with the chance to possibly tie up this game, get points on the board, and see if you could, especially a chance where you could have gotten a field goal too and put yourself down by 4. There's a chance to really close back in, make a statement saying, hey, we're not going to back down.
Yeah, the score is still 0-0 here with 2 minutes and 17 seconds. And
7-0. SaberCats scored earlier, remember?
Excuse me, my bad. SaberCats 7-0. Thank you for that. The rain is getting to my head a little bit. And we're going to cut to break here with the score being 7-0 SaberCats.
Hey fans, Vince with the Varsity Sports Show. You've had the rest. Now treat yourself to the best Japanese grill in Arizona. It's the Boss. Boss Bachi Japanese Grill in Mesa. Grilled shrimp, steak, and all the best veggies with or without a twist of spice. Sure to please everyone. Dine in or take out. Located at University and Country Club in Mesa. Open daily. 602-859-3759. The Boss. Boss Bachi. Hablamos Español.
We are back here in Laveen, Arizona, with the score being the the SaberCats 7 and the Champions 0, as the Champions turned over the ball on 4th down, and now we'll see what the SaberCats' second drive has in store.
They got one man in the backfield. Can't really tell. That looks like it's... yeah, is that Oliver Gibson there? The receiver playing in the running back position back there?
Looks like it, yeah.
Can't really see. Do we have a pair of binoculars up here? Take a look.
Well, now the refs are ready. Everything is set, and the Champions have 4 guys on the line ready to rush. Looking, fires over the middle, caught to the 35, 40, and down at the 44-yard line.
Now they had 3 receivers over here on this near side of the field, and they had 1 receiver way out there on the other side. Gives him plenty of space. He was just able to find a pocket right there over them, just able to make a cut over the middle of the field.
They're gonna go hurry up here. Hand off, middle, cuts back to the 50, 45, makes another cut, 35, 30, he's still rumbling, still going fumble. We have a fumble on the play. And it looks like it's going to be recovered by the SaberCats, but the rest will see what's going on. A lot of chaos on the play, and the SaberCats recover the ball, thankfully, but are now deep in the red zone for the Champions.
And Kevin Stanford, he was not going to be denied. He kept fighting his way through, and then eventually took losing the ball, and it still rolled forward for a number of yards.
2 tailbacks, 1 in motion. Hand off over the middle, right back to the cowbell, and he gets taken down at the 8-yard line. A solid gain here, and it'll be 2nd down.
Stanford just keeps pushing his way through. Like, he keeps finding these openings just right behind his offensive blockers on these inside handoffs, just right up the middle.
And they're gonna go right back at it again. Same handoff, but the Champions' defensive line was ready to go.
You know, I think this defensive line can definitely be pretty good. The Cesar Chavez, Coach Hovick definitely had mentioned to me that they have some pretty good defensive linemen, and right there, it really showed.
Yeah, the defensive line, they've been inconsistent. I mean, they just gave up a massive run play there and couldn't really secure any kind of tackle on that big run, but almost got the ball. And now here we are, actually correction on 3rd down here. QB keeper makes a move, cut, 3, stretches to the end zone. They're gonna mark him short.
I think he fumbled. I think he fumbled the ball.
The refs are marking him down short, but the Champions are saying they got the ball. But ultimately, the refs call is what it's gonna stand as, and they're gonna be down at the half-yard line.
It was close. I saw the ball pop free, but I couldn't necessarily see if it was a fumble or if he was down. I saw one of the Champions players dive on it right away.
Back to Jones. Handoff over the middle. Did he cross the plane? Yes, he did. Touchdown, SaberCats. 13-0 now, and the 2nd rushing touchdown of the game for their tailback.
SaberCats are making a statement here right now. Now with the extra point coming up, this should make it a 14-0 game. And they're pretty much, they're just challenging right away with the run. They just keep challenging with the run, saying if you're gonna have trouble stopping it, we're gonna keep pushing it.
As the extra point is up and good, and we have a 14-0 score here.
Right at the end of the 1st quarter. 2nd quarter coming up.
We're gonna pass it down to our field correspondent here for a 2nd time tonight. Drew, what do you have?
Thank you, Ethan. The Saguaro defense, with their backs against the wall, got a stop and forced a turnover and downs. And subsequently, the Saguaro offense came down off the backs of Nikolai Procopio again with his 2nd touchdown to advance their lead 14-0. Complimentary remains supreme again for the Saguaro team. Back to you, Ethan.
All right, as we get back up here to the booth, we're going to start the 2nd quarter here. It's a pretty exciting 1st quarter, honestly. A slow start, but then near the end it started to pick up a bit, and now the SaberCats have scored on 2 straight possessions.
Yeah, I would say now at the start here in the second quarter, expect Cesar Chavez, expect the champions to maybe come out with some sort of game plan. Clearly, whatever they had that second drive was working for them until it just stalled out here. Until it stalled out on their other drive. I would say expect them to maybe make some sort of adjustments.
Yeah, as the wind is actually starting to pick up now. We don't have any rain yet, but we've got a lot of rain clouds around us. But
yeah,
we'll see what the wind is going to do for this game going forward.
It's coming down. Look right here. This part was coming off the ground right here. We have a little easy up tent in the bleachers over here, and all of a sudden the wind just picked up, and I thought it was about to tip over.
Thankfully, we're still up here and not flying around in the wind, right?
I got the feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
No, we're not. Also, a fun fact for today, if you haven't already, today's National Cheeseburger Day. Riley, have you eaten a cheeseburger today yet? Because I had two this morning.
I haven't, but I'm going to now that you brought it up. As soon as I get home, I'm having a cheeseburger. Good news is I got some hamburgers at home I could eat.
Well, so far, with the SaberCats scoring 2 touchdowns, they have the bun and the patty. They need one more bun to make a full burger.
Oh, we're having a lot of fun up here with these word puns.
Yeah, we are indeed.
Uh-oh. I don't like the sound of that wind.
Not at all. But now that you have the Cesar Chavez offense coming out in the second quarter, like you said, they're going to have to start getting aggressive. Now, you don't need to panic because it's still only the second quarter, but the SaberCats are known for success. And even though their record doesn't show it, they're playing like their old school ways.
No, I think I made a mistake earlier in the game. I think I ended up saying somebody's name wrong earlier in the game. So I will apologize for that. I feel like I just did that actually. Now that I think about it, I feel like I might as well get that out of the way now. I think we're starting to line up with the kickoff here.
Yes, we are. We're about to get the second quarter underway here as the champions will get the ball for their third possession. And we have a few lightning strikes over on our left. Mother Nature doesn't know what to do right now.
Yeah, I kept seeing those flashes way on that far in the distance. Just not close. They're not close enough yet to where we're not getting lightning strikes here, but you can definitely see it miles away in the distance.
So on that extra point, there was a personal foul after the point after attempt, and it went against the SaberCats on the kickoff. So now they'll kick off it was on the champions, and now they'll kick off at the champions 45.
It's an onside kick.
And they're only going to get down at the 35. Thankfully, they were ready for that. And now they'll start at their own 35, first down and 10.
Yeah, I was surprised to see that. I didn't think we were going to see an onside kick all of a sudden. And then you see the champions, one player immediately dove on it. And actually, you know what? Nikolai Procopio for Saguaro. City, how many touchdowns has he had today now?
That's 2.
That's 2. He had 1 touchdown in those first 3 games, and now he's got 2.
Okay, let me call my boss.
So we'll have first down here for the champions. Going out of the gun, Hernandez looking, goes right back to the running back, to the 35 and gets swallowed up at the 38. Not much room to work with there. It'll be second down and 3.
We got a lot happening around us here. I'm worried this is about the tip.
Yeah, we do. This has been an active crowd tonight.
This 10 is about to tip over on us again. The wind's blowing harder again. It's definitely going to be harder to kick field goals in this game. So I would say you might want to stay away from kicking field goals for a little bit in this game.
Probably.
Whoa.
As another handoff here to the outside to their running back. It's only going to get a gain of 1. Right back to Ferris Jenkins, excuse me. And it'll be third down.
Just not able to break away there. It's going to be 3rd and long. You just got to expect another pass here. And this is a lot different than what than what Coach Hovick had told me earlier today. This is a lot different of a strategy. They're really focusing on the run game. I see 2 safeties in the backfield here for Saguaro.
Yeah, they're still staying in the same nickel formation that they have most of the game, and it doesn't look like they're going to change it at all.
Never mind, one of the safeties is going to be moving in, so it's going to be a man-to-man coverage here again. One safety in zone coverage in the back.
3-by-1 formation for the champions.
Single zone now.
Hernandez looking outside, screen to the outside to the 35, and gets hit down at the 40. Only for a gain of 2, and it'll be 4th down, and the punt unit comes on for the champions.
You know, I think they faked the man coverage because a lot of these guys dropped back into zone coverage right as the snap happened. So it was one of those things where they showed man, and they all dropped in the zone. It's a couple of things to keep an eye on when it comes to defense. Sometimes what they show is never what they're playing.
Exactly. We'll see how this punt goes with the extreme wind tonight.
Now, one team that used to do that a lot is, I know the Cardinals used to do that a lot under Bruce Arians.
And the punt's away. It's going to bounce
It's a
back
punt.
to the 45, and they jump on the ball, and it gets secured at the 48-yard line. Not a good bounce if you're the champions, but really good for the SaberCats.
Yeah, it was just a short punt, just didn't come off the leg good enough, and it just kind of took a bounce here at the 45 and bounced a couple yards forward, and that's going to put the SaberCats back in excellent position again.
We'll see what the SaberCats here to show for their 3rd straight possession.
I think I saw Quentin Sims coming in at the running back position.
Motion to the outside.
No, it's not.
Looking to throw, running around, can't find anybody, escapes and he's down, but that's going to be a flag as he gets him right in the helmet. QB Marcel Jones' helmet rips right off, and that is definitely going to be a personal foul.
You know, the running back was Brig Randall on that play, actually, so I was wrong there.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense, and it'll be a 15-yard penalty.
And an automatic first down.
Marcel Jones actually lost his mouth guard there, too. His head really got ripped up right there.
Suppose we haven't seen a ton of penalty flags. I suppose a fair amount of penalty flags this game. You know what? I was at one game one time. I was calling a game one time, and we didn't see any penalty flags until like the 4th quarter.
Really?
Yeah, we didn't see, like, it was like one penalty flag that came out in like the 4th quarter, and we realized, I think by halftime, maybe the 3rd quarter, I don't think we've seen any penalties yet. And then all of a sudden, the end of the game, we had a couple.
After the penalty, they're going to mark the ball here at the 37-yard line of the champions. So we have some substitution issues by the SaberCats. And now the play clock will start.
A split back formation again.
Motion to the outside, handoff up the middle, gets a crease, but gets met 3 yards after the initial gain, and it'll be a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd and 6.
It's Procopio with the handoff.
And that was backup quarterback Michael Perez in on the play. It's like a substitution needed to be made as Perez is right back out there. Handoff up the middle to the 30, gets hit and down at the 26-yard line. It'll be a first down, and the chains will move for the SaberCats.
And one thing here, when looking at the quarterback's back in. Marcel Jones coming back onto the field.
Yeah, I think Marcel Jones had to fix his equipment for a couple plays, so they just did a couple handoffs, and he comes right back out.
Gave the freshman a few looks out there in the pocket.
Play action, looking to the outside. Wide open at the end zone and missed. Incomplete. He had his man at the 1, and it would have been a touchdown, but Jones overthrew him to the left by about 5 yards there.
That looked like Lane Minole, I think, on the sideline. I can't really tell who that was, but man, he had a hand on it too. Just couldn't come down with it. It looked like it hit, it was that back shoulder. I think they could have tried throwing it to the front shoulder, have him run in a little bit. Again, another quarterback change.
Now that's not really good for a system right now, because even though your run game's been consistent, switching out quarterbacks all the time doesn't really give momentum for the guy under center.
Well, maybe it's about giving him some experience.
Hand off to the outside, right back at it again, to the 20, and down, almost a first down. It'll be marked short by 1 yard. Solid game right there.
Nikolai Procopio, oh my goodness, this wind.
Yeah, folks at home, it's picked up a little bit more now. I don't think any kicker would want to kick in this.
No, I think I've seen a little bit of debris just kind of floating around on the field. What is that, a plastic bag?
Yeah, we've seen plastic bags, we've seen balloons, you name it.
Man, there were a set of balloons over here flying by us earlier.
So they're going three by one here in the backfield. Another handoff up the middle. And it's going to be marked right at the first down marker on 3rd down. We'll see if they move the chains here.
I believe that was Lane Minole again. That might have been.
No, they're gonna mark him short of the first down marker, and it'll be 4th and short.
They're gonna go for it.
May as well. Your offense has been consistent.
If you turn it over, at least on this side of the field.
Handoff up the middle. Big hole. Fighting for more yards, and down. Still going, and down at the 3-yard line.
He broke off multiple hits. I don't know how many guys hit him there. And sure, he stumbled, but he still stayed on his feet.
And they're going to go hurry up here, try and score quickly. Another handoff right up the middle. Touchdown, Sabercats. And it's the same recipe that they've run all night. Run the ball with their cowbell running back, Procopio. And that's his 3rd touchdown of the game. My goodness.
You know, and coming into this game, remember, he had 1 touchdown in 3 games. Now, in this 4th game, he's got 4 touchdowns, just 3 today. This running game is really working here for the Sabercats.
Seems like they're going to go with that all night long.
And they're not going to let up.
Extra point is up, and we are good. 21-0 Sabercats. Now you're down 21-0. You're up 21-0 right now. How do you respond if you're the champions?
Well, you still got plenty of time left in the half. You have seen comebacks plenty of times before, so comebacks are not out of the question. They could definitely happen. So I would just say you have to regroup. Don't focus on the scoreboard. The score right now does not matter if you're Cesar Chavez. If you're the champions, right now the score does not matter. You're not paying attention to that. You just got to say, hey, we're falling behind. Let's just get things turned around right now. Let's get some points up before the half. Let's put some points up before the half. We got time to work with. And if we score before halftime, let's just get the defensive stop we need. Go in the halftime. At least you got some points on the board, something to work with. But you're gonna probably have to come away with the touchdown on this drive to really give yourself the best shot of momentum.
Exactly, and this has been such an impressive start for the Sabercats. Running the ball, doing some short passes here and there. Only a couple of deep play attempts, but they don't really need to do it consistently because they've been running the ball consistently and it's been working.
It really has been working. I didn't think I'd see a lot of runs, especially when it comes to high school games. I think I usually always see a lot of passes. But
as Saguaro kicks up, and it'll be a touchback at the back of the end zone, and the champions will start here on this possession.
Ball goes out the back of the end zone.
Now we'll see how they respond here on this drive. Got 6:39 left on the clock before halftime. They still got all three looks like they still got all 3 timeouts. So they got time to work with. They're starting on the 20. Got to go 80 yards.
Yeah, this first half has been flying by really fast too, considering that there have hardly been any plays that went out of bounds.
Right now, I think just what they got to do is they just got to focus on finding something that works and keep moving the ball. They know they don't have to rush. They got the time on their side.
See what they have in store here. As another handoff over the middle. Cuts outside to the 25 and stumbles down at the 27-yard line. A solid gain, and it'll be 2nd and short.
Now he stumbled, but he made sure that he dove forward when he was fumbling, or when he was stumbling around. He dove forward, try and pick up a couple of yards. Looks like it's probably going to be about 2nd down and 3. 6 minutes to go now.
SaberCats running that 4-3 defense that they've been running for most of the night.
Now this time around they
Handoff over the middle.
They backed up another safety there in the backfield. It's the run pushing forward. I don't.
Yeah, it looks like they're gonna. It looks like it's gonna be a 1st down here. They're marking him.
I think they said he
Yep,
was
they're
short.
marking him at the 30-yard line, and it'll be a 1st down for the champions.
I thought I thought the ref called him short for a second.
Yeah, they had to get a worm's eye view of where the ball was and then called it. Now they're about to go 3-by-1 again.
5.5 minutes to go.
Now they motion out 5 wide.
No one in the backfield. 2 safeties in the back though, watching the middle of the field for Saguaro.
4-man rush. Hernandez over the middle, caught to the 40 and taken down at the 43-yard line. Slant route over the middle. Great play and a solid gain for the champions and another 1st down.
The slant route worked. They just had an open spot in the middle of the field there. None of the safeties had crashed in right away. They were making sure to cover the receivers that were out on the sides. And allowed one man to just sneak right over the middle, right in between the linebackers there. Just found a wide open gap, able to get yourself a 1st down.
As we come up with 1st and 10 here at the 43. Another handoff over the middle. Gets a little bit of a crease and gets taken down at the 49-yard line. A solid gain, and it'll be 2nd and manageable.
Oh, now you're at midfield. Once again, now you're just under 5 minutes to go as well. So we'll see how the champions are going. Whoa.
Yep,
Did
once
you feel
again,
that one?
We've had gusts of wind come in every so often. It's toned down and picked up. And Mother Nature doesn't know what to do.
All my sheets, the pieces of paper
almost
I had.
went flying all over the place there.
We're about to lose all our notes up here.
2 tailbacks in the backfield. Handoff over the middle. Doesn't go anywhere and is welcomed by the SaberCats with open arms. Only a gain of 1.
Man, the SaberCats it just seemed like they knew instantly, right away. They just pushed through that line. Managed to bring him down right away.
Yeah, that was defensive tackle and team captain number 55, Tyler McCray on the play. He has 8 tackles and a forced fumble this season.
No, maybe here, it's possible you could go with the handoff on 3rd and 4. But they might try passing it here.
Do you really want to against that line, though?
Split formation again, 2 backs in the backfield, 1 safety, showing man coverage for Saguaro.
Here comes the blitz, SaberCats. Outside, a little too far out and incomplete. Intended target for number 8, Mason Penrod. And now it's 4th down.
I think even if that was completed, he was just going to be, it looked like he was going to be short probably by about a yard or so, I think. And it would have been a very manageable 4th down. But now the punt team's going to come onto the field.
And that's not a good look if you're the champions, because you needed some kind of momentum to get yourselves back into this game. And now with 3:29 on the clock, the SaberCats have plenty of time to go down the field and make it a 4-possession game.
See where the punt backs them up to.
It's a fake. Fake up the middle to the 50. First down and more to the 45. Trying to make another move and gets slammed down at the 40-yard line. What a call by the champions. What a surprise there. The SaberCats never expected that.
I didn't even expect,
Nobody did.
Okay, I had a feeling maybe you could go from 4th down. And in my head, I didn't say this out loud, but in my head, I wasn't agreeing with the call to punt it. And then all of a sudden, they just ran with it on the fake.
That was an amazing move.
Now you got momentum on your side to work with.
Exactly. Now we're at the 40-yard line, first down here.
It's bunched on this side.
Over the middle, caught. Trying to fight for more yards and needs 4 SaberCats to take him down. And he's down at the 27-yard line. And now we have a light flag on the play.
I saw one of the SaberCats players, I think he tried to run and see if he could knock the ball free. I think it was Elijah Jackson that tried to get his hand and knock the ball free there. And the champions, the receiver, just managed to hang on. He tightened his grip on the ball, and then he just focused on trying to see if he could go down without losing it.
Yeah, and he tried to get a yard or two extra on the play, and he did, but he needed 4 SaberCats to take him down. That was an incredible adrenaline rush play. But we'll see what the flag stands right here, as they need all 5 ref crew discussing it.
Everyone's there. See what this was.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the champions. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the SaberCats. And the penalty's offset. And it'll still be a first down at the 27. Each team getting a little aggressive with one another now that the champions have finally found some kind of energy to spark them up.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're the champions right now, you don't want a flag in this situation. The last thing you want is a penalty here. And I'd say if you're the SaberCats, you really don't want a penalty, knowing where they're already on your side of the field. The last thing you want is a penalty to put the champions right in a good spot.
Running back motions to the outside. Jenkins. So we're going to go 5 wide here. 4-man rush. Hernandez can't find anybody. Gets taken down and just goes down. He felt the pressure and got right down on the ball. That was number 26 for the SaberCats in on the rush. Mason Rowland. He only has 5 tackles this season, and that was his first sack.
He got through honestly, they sent everybody on that one. It just turned into man coverage across the board when they sent that blitz. And all of a sudden, now the champions just felt that pressure that they haven't really felt in this drive as much.
Good defensive call by the SaberCats to reduce their momentum, and now it's going to be second and long.
Game, I think, right?
I believe so. Scrolling, screen back to the other side. There he goes, breaking free. 10-5, touchdown champions. They went with the counter screen to the tailback, and they have their first points of the night as he sparks up on the sideline, running around, no helmet on, and getting the momentum back for the champions. That was Quentin Sims with the touchdown. That's what you needed to get back in this game.
I think that was Tyvis Spencer.
Excuse me, folks, that was my bad. I was reading the wrong sheet. That was Malik Shaw for the touchdown. Really bad on my end. Point after is up and good. We are now at 21-7 with 1:33 to go in this second quarter.
And if that was Shaw, that should be his first receiving touchdown of the season. That'd be his second touchdown overall in this season, but his first one receiving-wise.
Yeah, it was, because his only other touchdown was a rushing touchdown.
Another penalty flag. I thought I saw a different number there, but I don't know, 2 and 3 definitely does blend in pretty well. I thought I saw a 2. You saw a 3. I'll take your word for it.
Either way, they got a touchdown, and now they're in this game. Now we have a penalty on the SaberCats, and it'll be enforced on the kickoff.
Now you got a minute 33. And I'd say if you're Cesar Chavez here, you probably, what your goal is, just make a defensive stop. If you're Saguaro, do not take your foot off the gas. You want to make sure you go back down there, and whatever points they got, you want to wipe them off the board again and come away with your own set of points. You got a minute 33, so you're running their 2-minute offense out there, making sure they're going with the no huddle, something they've been already doing all game, really. They've been doing that a lot this game, so the SaberCats have.
They really have been, and honestly, either decision that you make when it comes to running your offense, it's going to be okay, because now you still have a 2-possession lead, but you could still have the potential to add and get back to a 3-possession lead. Either way,
I would say if you're the SaberCats, after that one, I would say you should be fired up like, all right, you know what? Let's go ahead and let's take these points off the board. Let's make sure those points don't come back to haunt us.
now the kickoff units will be jogging back onto the field and resume the last minute 33 here in this second quarter. Now, if you're the Champions defense, you haven't really sent a lot of pressure into their offensive line. Do you do that here on this next drive?
I don't really know. Maybe you do it for a couple of plays, but right now, if you're Cesar Chavez, I would say your objective is focus on making sure you do not allow them to go down the field and get another touchdown. So you know you don't want to leave anything wide open over the middle. You know they might be targeting, they may not target the middle of the field as much. However, they still do have, Saguaro still has 3 timeouts. So they could target the middle of the field and be perfectly okay with it and not have it hurt them later.
Yeah, it's interesting because both defenses have left certain parts of the middle of the field open. The SaberCats in the pass game and the Champions in the rushing game.
I'm thinking maybe if you're Cesar Chavez, you probably run a cover 4 maybe. Have some guys back deep. But usually I'm liking the color. I usually like cover 4 when it comes to 3rd and long.
And right here we keep having stoppages because the wind has picked up even more. And now they need to have somebody hold the ball down.
Ball's fell over twice now, hasn't it?
Yes, it has, and now they're going to have somebody come out and hold the ball for the kicker.
All right, hold it right there.
Now we should be ready to go for the kickoff here at the 45 after the penalty.
Weather is certainly playing a unique factor in this game.
It's been a strange one indeed, as the kick is up and underway, and it will be a very, very deep touchback in the end zone. And the SaberCats offense will come on.
They'll be starting at the 20-yard line. You know, if you're the SaberCats, you don't want to take your foot off the gas. You want to go back down there. Now, you don't want to play dangerous and turn over the ball. That's the last thing you want to do before half is to turn over the ball, especially on your side of the field. However, if you get to midfield, if you can get to the other side of the field and get in the champion territory, I think you can start taking your risks downfield a little bit and seeing if you can just try and get a touchdown. But on your side of the field.
Handoff over the middle. Actually, I lied. Play action. Fool me. Incomplete at the 45.
Well, they did exactly what I was thinking they probably
Yeah, you called
do.
it.
They did kind of the opposite. I was thinking if you're on the other side of the field, maybe you try being aggressive. And, I mean, But at the same time, I did say don't take your foot off the gas, and they said we're not, and they didn't lift. They threw it downfield.
Yeah, the champions were ready to go on that one. They fooled me. I thought it was going to be a run up the middle.
I thought they were going to play a little conservative there, and I thought they were going to hand it off, and then all of a sudden I hear you call a fake. I'm like, yeah, he's still got the ball. 4-man rush, it looks like, by the champions.
Snap. And off to the outside. Cuts up field, 10 yards there, and gets the first down. And is down at the 33-yard line, and the chains will move. Solid gain overall by running back. Now they're going to go hurry up here.
Man, I'm starting to lose my roster sheets over here. They just got blown out of my hand.
Running back in motion. Takes the snap. Rolls to the bottom. Can't find anybody. Throws across his body. Caught.
On the sideline, did he keep both feet in?
Nope.
No.
That was Jaden Wiseman on the target, but it's incomplete.
And that was awfully close. I saw they definitely had Oliver Gibson. I saw him. He kind of got open for a minute over the middle of the field. However, Jones was under pressure. He just had to scramble out to the right side and just managed to find a receiver, come back.
Yeah, Jones made a good throw overall on that play. Jones looking, screen pass to the left side. There's room to the 40. Makes a move, makes another move, and out of bounds at the 50, and it looks like we have a penalty marker on the play.
It's a flag back at the 38-yard line.
Little shifty moves over there by the tailback trying to get extra plays, but well, it's most likely going to be an offensive penalty coming back.
I've seen a lot. They've been doing that a lot. Both teams especially have really been utilizing a lot of just try and cut and spins. Anything they can do to break away, and they've been doing that a lot this game.
Oh, they're going to pick up the flag, disregard the penalty, and it's a first down at the champions 49.
I think it was something where one ref had saw something, the other said, I didn't see it.
So the SaberCats have 51 seconds to go here in this second quarter. Jones takes a snap, play action, looking outside, pumps, rolls down to the bottom, pumping, throws, caught. Tries to stay up and is down at the 35-yard line, and the clock will keep moving, 40 to go.
Blake Randall did break away there for a second. Just had his feet wrapped up and ended up going down, but that is a nice play and a nice gain of yards.
And now we have a timeout here by the SaberCats. We will go to a commercial break, 21-7 here deep in the second.
Hey fans, Vince with the Varsity Sports Show. You've had the rest. Now treat yourself to the best Japanese grill in Arizona. It's the Boss. Boss Bachi Japanese Grill in Mesa. Grilled shrimp, steak, and all the best veggies with or without a twist of spice. Sure to please everyone. Dine in or take out. Located at University and Country Club in Mesa. Open daily. 602-859-3759. The Boss. Boss Bachi. Hablamos Español.
All right, and we are back here in the second quarter with 38 seconds to go with the SaberCats up 21-17, driving down close to the red zone.
About the 35-yard line. I'd say now, about 40 seconds to go, don't take your foot off the gas. Take a play downfield.
Yeah, they reset the clock to 40 seconds. Looking, scrambling up top. Can't find anybody. Throws deep to the sideline, and it's caught. Secured catch.
Told you take a chance downfield, and it paid off.
At the 21-yard line, and the clock will stop as they. No, they're actually going to run it now. 30 seconds to go. Snap. Outside. Caught. Spin move to the inside. Cuts up field and gets a solid gain there. It'll be second down. Actually, excuse me, first down.
I think that was Oliver Gibson on that catch there, and he did a nice spin move, break away from one guy, and got quite a lot of yards there.
Yeah, that was a great play by Oliver Gibson, and he only played 3 games last season, and that was arguably his best play personally of the season.
I would say, especially for probably one of the better plays I think we've seen from this game, especially either the play action pass you saw downfield, or even the Gibson right here on the sideline. He's definitely, we've said his name a couple of times already in this game.
Yes, we have, and the SaberCats now only have 1 timeout to work with, but they're getting even closer to the end zone and bringing it back to a 3-possession
With
lead.
1 timeout, I think you want to hang on to that timeout until you absolutely need it to stop the clock if you have to try and kick a field goal. So hold on to you probably got a time for maybe couple of plays here. Say, could probably do 2 plays without really needing the timeout, especially when you're about the 10-yard line. Ball's on the 11.
Yes, they have Brick Randall
1 man
in the backfield.
3 receivers to the left.
Play action. Looking, can't find anybody. Has some room. He's going to scramble to the 10. Makes another move, spins, and gets taken down at the 6-yard line. 8 seconds, 7, 6. And a timeout is finally called here. The last timeout for the SaberCats.
Jones just did not really have any opening, and then all of a sudden, as soon as he didn't have the opening, he brought the pressure to him.
And we're going to go to our last break here before the end of half.
Hi everyone, I'm Joshua Ohep, the new field correspondent for Viva Varsity, the new Spanish broadcast of Varsity Sports Show. Here, we celebrate the passion of the game with you, share exclusive interviews with you, and live every play with you as well. Follow us on @VivaVarsity on Instagram to see our highlights, history, and what goes on the field, in and off the field. Thank you again. Look forward to having a good season with you. My name is Joshua Ohep. Thank you again.
Hey everyone, I'm Jorge Anuajardo, your play-by-play broadcaster for Viva Varsity, the brand new Spanish broadcast of the Varsity Sports Show. We're here to fuel your love for the game, bring you exclusive interviews, and celebrate every play right alongside you. Make sure to follow us on Instagram @Viva Varsity for highlights, behind-the-scenes moments, and everything happening on and off the field. This is Viva Varsity, where the game comes alive in your language.
As we welcome you back here to the second quarter, looks like the SaberCats are going to take a field goal. It is up and good.
As time runs out.
And now they extend their lead 24-7 entering the half.
They did exactly what they needed to do. They got downfield. They put up 3 points on the board.
Going live to you guys in 3.
And we will send it down to our field correspondent with a halftime report.
Director Vince Delizio. Vince, obviously we have a special one tonight. We have Saguaro versus Cesar Chavez. What is Saguaro's relationship and his football program relationship meant to you, as well as the foundation's since its inception?
Oh my goodness, how much time do we have? You know, we started this thing with Saguaro. In the peak of the pandemic, I sat in a little conference room with a first-year athletic director and a brand-new head basketball coach, and from there, things just sort of blossomed. Other schools got on board. We literally started with a couple of pieces of borrowed equipment, and now we've got a team of 75 interns. We've got an amazing staff. Our social media team has been bolstered up to 7, 8 now, so that we recognize the value of promoting on social media. But also, we're doing a lot of outreach. It's about the outreach, and we can't be grateful enough to Saguaro for taking a chance on us, working with us, and the other teams following suit as a result. It's been a great relationship that started on the foundation of that school on Hayden Road.
Absolutely. So to further on, obviously it's Thursday night. It's a beautiful night here, but Varsity Sports Show shows content through the weekend. with that being said, can you let us know, as well as the listeners and viewers out there, what we have on the docket this weekend?
We got a lot. So we're doing 12 games this weekend. We have games tonight. Obviously, we're out here tonight at Cesar Chavez. Amazing game. Saguaro's leading 24-7 here at half. We've got games tomorrow night. We've got 8 games tomorrow night, full slate. We've got 2 crews in Las Vegas. We're going to be out at Faith Lutheran High School in Las Vegas. We got a team that'll be at Sunnyside High School tomorrow night in Tucson, and then teams that are combing the Valley of the Sun tomorrow night. And it'll be week 2, yes, week 2 of the Viva Varsity Spanish language broadcast. We'll be out at Tempe High School. Thank you, Coach Sean Freeman, for inviting us out, hosting La Jolla for an all Spanish language broadcast. You got to tune into it. Something special, tied together by a couple of things. Pre-game show Friday Night Live on all of our social media platforms, including our YouTube channels, as well as a post-game show. Pre-game 6 p.m. to 6:30, post-game 10 to 10:30, and the Varsity Sports Show Saturday morning 9 to 11 on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona. We got a lot going on, guys.
Make sure you guys took that in. Back up to you, Ethan.
Hey fans, Vince with the Varsity Sports Show. You've had the rest. Now treat yourself to the best Japanese grill in Arizona. It's the Boss. Boss Bachi Japanese Grill in Mesa. Grilled shrimp, steak, and all the best veggies with or without a twist of spice. Sure to please everyone. Dine in or take out. Located at University and Country Club in Mesa. Open daily. 602-859-3759. The Boss. Boss Bachi. Hablamos Español.
Hi everyone, I'm Joshua Ohep, the new field correspondent for Viva Varsity, the new Spanish broadcast of Varsity Sports Show. Here, we celebrate the passion of the game with you, share exclusive interviews with you, and live every play with you as well. Follow us on @VivaVarsity on Instagram to see our highlights, history, and what goes on the field, in and off the field. Thank you again. Look forward to having a good season with you. My name is Joshua Ohep. Thank you again.
Hey everyone, I'm Jorge Anuajardo, your play-by-play broadcaster for Viva Varsity, the brand new Spanish broadcast of the Varsity Sports Show. We're here to fuel your love for the game, bring you exclusive interviews, and celebrate every play right alongside you. Make sure to follow us on Instagram @VivaVarsity for highlights, behind-the-scenes moments, and everything happening on and off the field. This is Viva Varsity, where the game comes alive.
Hi, I'm
in your
Adam
language.
Maggard, and I'm excited to be joining the Varsity Sports Show team this semester. Over the next 4 months, I'll be covering high school and junior college sports across Arizona. From Friday Night Lights to heated rivalries, I'll be bringing you highlights, interviews, and the stories that make local sports so exciting. What I love most about sports is the passion, the community, and the way that every game has its own story, and I can't wait to share that with you. So be sure to follow the Varsity Sports Show all season long. It's going to be an incredible ride, and I can't wait to take you with me.
My name is Dana McDermott, and I'm a junior in the Welter School of Journalism and Mass Communications at Arizona State University. I am looking forward to the opportunity to get some hands-on experience and dip my toes into this industry. I've called water polo, softball, and I've broadcasted on the sidelines for high school football and basketball. I'm so excited for what this internship's going to give me.
Hello everybody, my name is Antonio Gutierrez, and I'll be interning with the Varsity Sports Show this upcoming fall semester with the broadcast team. I'm a current rising junior at the Arizona State University Walter Cronkite School of Journalism studying sports journalism. During my 3 years at the Cronkite School, I've been able to cover multiple sports with the Sun Devils, including volleyball, basketball, and baseball this last spring. During my time, I've learned valuable skills both in front and behind the camera, helping expand my passion for the love of sports. I'm very excited to work with my peers this upcoming fall to not only better myself, but help better themselves to become all-around good journalists.
Hey guys, Vince here from the Varsity Sports Show. Nothing beats a hometown touchdown, on the field and on the table. Join us at Zips or Goldies, where families, friends, and teams come together for great food. They make everything fresh, like their hearty burgers or irresistible focaccias. The restaurants are family-friendly with a huge menu and plenty of seating. Goldies Sports Cafe is in Scottsdale at Via Linda and Mountain View Road, and Zips Sports Grill has 14 Valley locations. Come hungry, see you soon at Zips or Goldies.
Overwhelmed by crushing medical bills that keep you up at night? Imagine the heartbreak of delaying care for your family because of sky-high deductibles, copays, and surprise out-of-pocket costs. It's a nightmare no one should face. At Fountain Hills ER and Medical Center, we've partnered with Instinctive Health Pass to deliver Health Pass, your emotional lifeline for true peace of mind. Visit instinctivehealthpass.com today. Sign up to slash costs on unlimited future visits and erase current outstanding bills from using our facilities, saving you thousands in worry-free relief.
My name is Carmen Liberto, and I am a senior at the Cronkite School at Arizona State University, majoring in sports journalism. Over the past few semesters, I've worked on a variety of projects that have strengthened my reporting, storytelling, and on-camera skills. My passion has always been hockey, and I hope to build a career covering the NHL, ideally as a beat writer for the Buffalo Sabres. I'm excited to continue growing as a journalist and to bring my energy and dedication to every story I tell. Stay tuned to see my work at the Varsity Show internship.
My name is Dana McDermott, and I'm a junior in the Welter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communications at Arizona State University. I am looking forward to the opportunity to get some hands-on experience and dip my toes into this industry. I've called water polo, softball, and I've broadcasted on the sidelines for high school football and basketball. I'm so excited for what this internship's going to give me.
The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe, with an experience so good it remains indescribable, with something for every seafood lover. Try one of their amazing custom seafood boils, sandwiches, appetizers, and salads. Angry Crab Shack Tempe is located east of I-10 on Warner Road, 480-674-3847. The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe. Come ready to eat. Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show.
Hello, I'm Andrew Neeram, a junior at the Welter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. I'm excited to show the Varsity Sports Show everything that I can offer on any side of production as I express my love for this business throughout the fall of 2025.
APAC is your one-stop source for all your automotive and heavy-duty air conditioning parts, supplies, and equipment. They're family-owned and have been the Valley's go-to for all your auto AC needs since 1982. Whether it's for your everyday or vintage car, commercial, or off-road vehicle or equipment, APAC has you covered. Call APAC, AA-PAK, the AC experts at 602-254-1116 and ask for the Varsity Special to get 10% off your purchase.
This is Manav Gupta from Houston with the Varsity Sports Show. In today's halftime report, I'll be spotlighting the marquee high school football matchup in the area. As we know, Texas and specifically Houston are a powerhouse for Friday Night Lights. This Friday at 7 p.m. Central, we got the 6th ranked team in Houston and the 30th ranked team in Texas, according to Max Prep. The undefeated Woodlands Highlanders going on the road to take on number 16 team in Houston in the Willis Wildcats, who are 2-1. This is going to be a high-scoring conference affair, as Woodlands have put up an average of 34 points per game compared to 34.7 for Willis. The Willis Wildcats average close to 400 yards per game, led by their freshman quarterback, Lincoln Frazier, who put up 400 yards and 5 touchdowns in their win last week. Meanwhile, the Woodlands Highlanders averaged well over 400 yards themselves in their last game, a 45-14 win. Senior quarterback Jack Dalton had 200 yards and a touchdown on 60% completion, but the standout was senior running back Cody Jordan, who had 169 yards on only 10 attempts with 2 touchdowns. While Willis is more of an airing it out team, Woodlands is more of a balanced attack, so it should be fun to see these contrasting offensive styles. This is the first head-to-head matchup of these two strong programs in Houston. Let's see who comes out on top in this offensive clash, as the Woodlands looks to stay on top on the road in their district standings.
This is Riley Hartman reporting for Varsity Sports, and today we'll be talking about Aaron Judge and the history that he's currently making. Judge hit his 47th home run of the current 2025 MLB season last Friday at Fenway Park during a game where the Yankees won. This home run also put him in the 4th place of the Yankees' all-time home run list, surpassing Joe DiMaggio, who previously held this title. Center fielder Joe DiMaggio had 361 career home runs during his time with the Yankees, and the next closest player to this record was his teammate at the time, Yogi Berra, who had 358 career home runs during his time on the Yankees. Aaron Judge currently has 363 home runs, surpassing both DiMaggio and Berra, and he's still going to be on a Yankees contract throughout the 2032 season. Luke Gehrig is currently taking the 3rd place spot on the Yankees franchise all-time home run list, just above Judge, with 493 career home runs. Judge went into this game with a .324 batting average, now at a .325, which is currently the highest batting average in the MLB. He also has 2 American League MVP awards and is set to win this season as well. On top of making history with the New York Yankees franchise all-time home run list, he's making MLB history as well. Barry Bonds is statistically one of the best players in MLB history who reached a 200 OPS plus in one season. The only other player who's been able to do this since Bonds' retirement was Aaron Judge, who has done it now 3 times. If Judge plays like this for the rest of his career, he has the potential to be one of the greatest right-handed batters of all time. He's already considered one of the best players, but with a little bit more time, he has the potential to be considered one of the greats of baseball. This is Riley Hartman reporting for Varsity Sports.
In a game built on power, speed, and precision, sometimes real change doesn't come with noise, it comes with courage. And in 2015, that courage showed up in Arizona. That's when Dr. Jen Welter stepped onto the field and into the history books as the first female coach in the NFL. The Arizona Cardinals gave her a shot no woman had ever been given, a role on the coaching staff during training camp and preseason. She didn't ask for permission, she earned respect with knowledge, toughness, and leadership that just couldn't be denied. Dr. Welter shattered more than just glass ceilings. She opened doors for women in sports and beyond. Because of her bold step in Arizona, women across the country are stepping onto the field as leaders, coaches, and decision makers. In 2020, Dr. Welter hit another milestone, this time in the digital world, becoming the first woman coach ever featured in Madden NFL 20 in Superstar KO mode. Dr. Jen Welter, the first, but not the last. Courage started right here in Arizona. This is Latoya Lucas with Varsity Sports Show.
Welcome back here in Laveen, Arizona via Varsity Sports Show. And this has been an entertaining game so far with the Saguaro SaberCats up 24 and the champion 7. I'm Ethan Troll, and I'm here with Riley as my color commentator. Riley, that was a pretty interesting first half, don't you think?
Yeah, it definitely was pretty interesting. Sorry, I had a little mic problem there. Anyways, we are back, and we are almost ready to go. Can't really see it. It looks like 35 seconds left before we're ready for kickoff here in the second half. How excited are you for this second half?
I'm very excited, and now that the second half is going to be approaching, both teams are going to either stay with the same game plan they already have, but for the champions, they'll probably run something similar, but they're going to have to get more aggressive if they want to get back in this.
I would say if you're Saguaro, you're probably going to stick with the same game plan. You maybe fix up a few of the things that you could probably work on. One thing is we've only seen turnovers on downs, and it was on the champions. But the one thing we did see is we did see one fumble, and Saguaro did fumble at one time, but they did recover. They did fall on their own fumble. Maybe they'll put an emphasis like, all right, let's make sure that that doesn't happen again, and let's make sure we clean up the penalties on our side of the field. We'll clean up the penalties that keep offsetting each other. Let's let the other team commit those penalties and not ourselves. I would say if you're the champions, you got to make sure you do what you did on that last drive. On your last drive before the half, they managed to go down the field and they got a touchdown, put themselves back on the board. It put them down by 14. This right now puts them down by 17 after the field goal. They need to clean some. I think they're probably going to change their game plan. They're probably going to make quite a bit of adjustments. I would say make some adjustments on the passing side. They might make some adjustments also on the defensive side of things. But I would say if you're Saguaro, things are going great right now for you. And maybe you just clean up some minor things and you just play solid football for the second half. Let's not make any big mistakes and force these champions to make good plays to try and score. I would say they probably don't need to make any major adjustments or anything.
They really don't, and you made all the right points there. And if they want to keep their offense consistent, they may as well keep running the ball with their cowbell tonight, Procopio, who has scored 3 times in this game.
And as we said earlier, he only had 1 touchdown across the 3 games earlier this season. He only scored 1 touchdown across those 3, and now he's got 3, which means that's 4 touchdowns now in 4 games. So that's a big turnaround across things.
You got to love that in the modern age of offenses where the wide receivers get the ball and the running backs are turning into receivers. You got to love old school football where you give it to your running back and let the O-line and the ball carrier go get the work done.
You definitely do, and I think you see I think you could see a lot of that, especially when it comes to some high schools. Some high schools will probably incorporate that. Other teams will probably go into more modern age and see if they can throw up something. And one thing that has really worked here, I think, with Saguaro is really their defensive side of things. A lot of times they're man-to-man. A lot of times it really looks like they're running a lot of man-to-man coverage, and especially there's sometimes where they've been kind of disguising some plays around. They've done a nice job at disguising some plays on defense, the SaberCats have. And they've constantly just been running a cover 1. They've had 1 safety back in the backfield. Maybe they'll get a couple back there when they call zone coverage, but for the most part, it's man-to-man. They're bringing pressure on the blitz, and it's been paying off for them defensively.
Yeah, they are, and we'll see what's going to happen here in the second half if they keep it up. As the kick is off and underway, and it's going to be a quick kick. Squib kick right to a SaberCat.
I think he wanted to do an onside kick there and just didn't get it down to the ground. I think he maybe tried to do an onside kick, see if he could just line it right past. If he could line it just right past the SaberCats, just one of their kick returners.
Yeah, they tried to pull off a New Orleans Saints onside kick in the Super Bowl to start the second half right there.
Absolutely, a surprise onside kick, and the Saints won the Super Bowl off because of that play.
Exactly. As we start the first offensive play as a handoff off the middle for a gain of 2, and it'll be 2nd and 8 for the SaberCats.
Now, one thing I've had to do before, and we've done this a couple of times, is play a little weatherman. And right now, we had a massive wind gust. Almost blew the 10 over again. I had to catch it while, in the middle of talking, and then in the middle of you calling as well, you had to try and catch it.
Yeah, that was a great catch by you.
I know.
Good job, Riley, for saving the canopy.
I remember there was one time I was running camera down on the sideline, and the ball took a bounce towards the camera. I just had to stick my hand in front, knock the ball down. I saved the camera. I saved one of our cameras. It's probably here today.
Jones, play action, caught over the middle. As he gets taken down to the 35-yard line, it'll be a first down on the RPO to Procopio again. His first catch of the game.
That's a really big play. What is that, about 15 yards there maybe?
Yeah, they're going to go hurry up here. Keep the defense on their heels. Handoff over the middle, makes a cut, tries to fight for more, gets a little bit of room and gets down at the 32-yard line. It'll be second down and manageable.
That was Sims with the handoff there.
Yeah, and Sims is mostly used in the receiving game, and he's getting some carries. I like it.
I feel like with this team, what we've been seeing is, actually, I'll wait till after this play here.
Looking over the middle, steps up and just takes off to the 30, 25, makes a man miss, and he's down at the 23-yard line. Good scramble by QB1 Marcel Jones.
Man, they brought the pressure there along the side. You could see the pocket was starting to close in there. And Marcel Jones just had the takeoff up the middle. And this has got to be a little demoralizing if you're the champions. The fact that you almost had him there. You had him surrounded in the pocket, and he takes off right up the middle for a first down.
Yeah, he sure did, as it's going to be a play action rollout. Caught by the tight end and gets smacked down low and down at the 20-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4, and it'll be second down.
Nikolai Procopio, again, he's been used a lot in the running game, and he's a tight end. He's been using a lot at the running back position this game.
Yeah, he has been. Play action outside, caught, screen pass. Gets tackled at the feet. He's still up in the air, and then he gets slammed at the 14-yard line.
He just did not want to go down there. It was Oliver Gibson on the reception.
Yeah, he's had 100 receiving yards in back-to-back games. He's been their big target. But in this game, he hasn't really been targeted a whole lot.
Ball's on the 14-yard line.
My apologies there for the static.
That's
Handoff over the play action actually to the outside. And it's incomplete. Flag on the play.
I think the static, I don't know if the broadcast could hear that, but we could hear that loud through our mics.
Yeah, apologies on our end there. Oliver and Gibson
I think we
on the attempt there.
I think what happened is one of us.
Now the SaberCats are going to back up here.
I think one of us just bumped into it there probably and just maybe slightly turned the knob, and it just created a loud static to our ears there. Anyways, back to football we go.
Exactly.
3rd and 5.
We got a 2-by-2 lineup here. Jones overseeing the defense, looking around. Motion to the outside is the tailback. Looking to the tailback, wide open, caught at the 20, spins, breaks another tackle, and he gets the first down for a gain of 7, and the chains will move.
Broke away, immediately a spin move to pick up the first down.
It was a great play and a good run by Quentin Sims, breaking 2 tackles for the first down.
Looks like the first down line is going to be about the 2 or 3 yard line there.
Another pass, right back to him again. Makes a move, fighting, tiptoeing, dives, touchdown, SaberCats. Both running backs getting touchdowns tonight.
Everyone's getting a touchdown today. Well, 2 of them have. But hey, both running backs, and actually the tight end used in a running back.
And then Sims as a wide receiver being used for a running back. Sheesh.
Exactly. These are nice nice moves here.
As now it's 30-7 with the PAT in progression. Kick is up and good. And now it's 31-7 SaberCats with 38 seconds to go.
That was actually Sims' second touchdown of the season. He actually played in 2 games. This would be his 3rd game played. And across those 2 games he played, he had 8 receptions for 92 yards. Let that sink in. 8 receptions, 92 yards. That's across 2 games there.
That's pretty impressive for a receiver. I mean, of course, any other receiver would like triple-digit numbers, but to have 8 catches and 92 yards is pretty solid.
Yeah, especially when you got, like, really their passing game. The SaberCats passing game has just been really just amazing when you just take a look at some of these guys. They're, like, because another guy here, Armstrong has 2 receptions. He's got 18 yards, meaning he's averaging 9 yards a catch on that one.
Right.
And Sims is averaging 11.5 yards a catch.
That's amazing to be able to average double digits per catch. That's pretty incredible. So now the champions will get the ball back and hopefully make this some kind of respectable game because the SaberCats have just been pulling away.
The SaberCats might have been running the ball a lot when it comes to this game, but a lot of their passes really work out, and I think that's just because of the fact that...
Sorry, Riley, they're going to take a touchback here, and we'll set up at the 20-yard line. Go ahead.
I think it's that, especially if you have, as I've mentioned earlier, it's that a really good run game opens up a lot of room on passing, and I think that's just exactly what, what these stats kind of show and support. The fact that they probably have a big threat of running the ball, and it's opened up so much room when it comes to passing the ball. A lot of their guys are able to average quite a bit of yards per reception.
So now, now the champions will start off with the ball here.
1 man in the backfield.
That 1 man in the backfield didn't go anywhere. A loss on the play, and it'll be 2nd and long.
There's also again, I think maybe another blitz here because again the SaberCats called another cover 1. They had 1 safety in the back, and everyone else played in.
Yeah, that's all they're going to try and do is make them go one-dimensional in the passing game.
This is just the single man zones there. Maybe this time around, I think they got 2 safeties there.
And this quarter has just flown by. Well, the clock operator actually just fixed it as we get an RPO to the outside, and it's incomplete behind the intended target.
Yeah, I was about to say, did you see the same thing I did with the clock?
Yeah, the clock was showing 3 seconds left in the game, and I'm like, there's no way it flew by that fast. So now there's 7 minutes and 50 seconds to go.
And that incomplete pass stops the clock.
Yeah, if you're the champions, you need to savor as much clock as you can if you really want to actually try to make this a respectable game.
You got to make sure you go down, got to make sure you keep putting up pressure offensively. And just hopefully your defense can come around. It's what the champions are hoping for. But the SaberCats look like they've been in full control since the start.
2-by-2 set. Looking over the middle, caught on another slant route, makes 1 move, missed tackle, and down at the 27-yard line.
Again, looked like it was another 1-man zone coverage there. They had the safety back, and they had that 1-man safety in the back there again.
Yeah, they only have 1 high safety because it just feels like they haven't really tried to gone deep.
So Elijah Jackson, number 12. I think he's been that safety now.
And now he's back to return. As the champions will now punt back to the SaberCats. As the SaberCats send 5 in. Punt is underway.
Short punt.
Short punt, bounces all the way to the 36-yard line, and that's where the SaberCats will set up.
That punt looked like it bounced forward another 9 yards there.
They'll take all the yardage they can get.
36-yard line.
Cesar Chavez really needs some kind of takeaway here on defense.
Their defense is going to have to step up big time if they want to come back in this ball game. It's 7 minutes here in the 3rd quarter, so there is still a lot of time for things to change in this game. And we've seen plenty of times where too much time on the clock, especially when you think a game could be over. It's happened in the NFL plenty of times. You think a game might be over, and all of a sudden, you look back at the end of the fourth quarter, and it's a one-score game.
Marcel Jones back to take the snap. Handoff, cuts upfield, met by a champion and down at the 36-yard line.
I think he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage there.
Running back Marcus Hawkins on the play. Now it's second down, 2 tailbacks, 1 in motion. Handoff over the middle, makes a move to the B gap as the Champions defense finally gets him at the 42-yard line, and now that'll set up third down.
The refs blew that play dead.
Yeah, he got to the 42 and got met by 5 different Cesar Chavez champions there.
That was Brick Randall. So those are plays there where they've been using the running backs and the running back position, but earlier in the game, as we said, they've been using a receiver, a tight end, in the running back position. They're able to switch these guys around a lot.
Motion to the top. Looking, fires, caught a little high, but secured the catch, and that will be a first down at the 48-yard line, and the chains will move. Receiver Tristan Armstrong on the catch.
Ball now on the SaberCats 48-yard line. First and 10.
And if you're the SaberCats here, you just want that clock to keep going, even though it's only the third quarter.
Hey, and Armstrong I mentioned before this game.
Sorry, Riley, hold that thought. Jones outside, another high throw, but caught once again, and down at the 40-yard line is Tristan Armstrong.
You know, we mentioned Tristan Armstrong. Remember, before this game, he had 2 receptions, 18 yards, averaging 9 yards a catch, and that shows you why. Because he just made 2 catches, and both of them were about 10 yards there?
Yeah, and he also played punter last season too. It's pretty crazy to think about. Handoff to number 30 for the SaberCats, and he's down at the 36-yard line.
They got a lot of moving parts, and I think that's what makes this team just an offensive threat, is they're able to move a lot of these guys around. And they all step up, and they all do their job, especially if it's not a position you're used to, they're still stepping up. Next man up.
It's kind of like Bill Belichick there. Do your job. Jones steps up. It's just going to scramble. Tries to work with any yards he can get. It'll be a 5-yard gain and down at the 35.
Again, they brought the pressure over here, I think, with the left ends pushing around the left side of the field.
Excuse me, that was a gain of 2.
And Jones stepped up and had the run forward again up the middle through the defensive tackles.
Third down, no huddle here as they're going to listen for the play call. If you're Jones, where are you looking?
You got a lot of space over here to the right side with your 2 receivers.
They're going to look to the right. He's just going to scramble. Flag on the play. He gets a first down and trucks a defensive man backwards. Oh, my goodness.
He looked right, then he saw he had an opening to run to that left side, and he took off again.
It is holding on the SaberCats, but you got to give Jones the effort, or credit for the effort there. That was pretty awesome.
You know, do I get credit for saying he's probably going to be looking to the right side? And when he took the snap, he took a look at that right side.
But instead goes the other way. And unfortunately, even though the first down gets taken back, it was still pretty adrenaline rushing play. Quarterback lowering your shoulder, that fires you up as an offense.
It really does, especially with quarterback just being a dangerous position in general, where you're really taught, do not get hit as the quarterback. Go down, try to avoid the hits. And he didn't, and when you still stay standing up like that, that really fires up your team around you.
They're going to get to the line here quickly. Jones scrambling, throws, almost intercepted. He tried to throw the ball out of bounds, but didn't have enough power there on the ball, and it goes incomplete.
Right through the hands. Who is that there that almost had that?
That would have been the first takeaway for the champions.
I think that was...
And we have a penalty on the play, an eligible man downfield. Penalty is declined.
That looked like it was number 6, Amari Bell, that almost had the interception.
It was. He was really close to getting it.
Just went right through his hands. The champions got the defensive stand they needed.
Yes, they did. And now the SaberCats will punt. As they have Tristan Armstrong punting because he punted last season, like we mentioned earlier in the game. We'll see what kind of leg he has in store. So they take a little bit of time to get ready, and now they're set. Snap is up, and punt is underway.
Good punt.
We got a muff punt on the play. Gets smacked, and it's SaberCats ball. A crucial mistake for the special teams, and the SaberCats will set up shop on offense at the 30-yard line.
That is the last thing you want to do on the receiving end of a punt.
And that was Tyvis Spencer there who muffed the punt there, and now he has to go walk back out there on defense. He's one of the many two-way players for the champions.
It happens a lot, especially in high school. You got guys coming back on both sides of the field. Actually, my high school I went to, they were forced to do offense and defense. We had such a small group of players. We only had maybe 20 players at most.
That's amazing, and you'd be surprised of how many two-way players there are at the high school level now. You don't see it much at the collegiate level, and you never see it in the NFL, but in the high school level, you see it quite often, and it's pretty surprising. As now the SaberCats, after the muff punt, will set up at the 30. Jones looking. He's just going to scramble again, still looking downfield. Can't find anybody, and he does a shovel pass to number 80 and gets tackled 1 yard short of the first down marker.
You know, Lane Minole, his position listed on the roster is a defensive back, and they've been using him in motion on the offensive side.
Nobody has an assigned position tonight, it looks like.
I don't think it matters what your position is. Whatever your position is, that's not where you're playing.
Just do your job, like you said. Handoff over the middle, breaking a crease, makes a hit, and down at the 10-yard line. First down.
Quentin Sims got that handoff right up the middle. Again, he's a receiver and defensive back. Have him back in the running back position. See, they got every person stepping up. It doesn't matter what your position is. They got great practice if they're able to step up in a whole different position.
And it looks like it's going to be a timeout here for the champions, as we're gonna cut to break here, with the score being 31-7, SaberCats on offense.
In a game built on power, speed, and precision, sometimes real change doesn't come with noise. It comes with courage. And in 2015, that courage showed up in Arizona. That's when Dr. Jen Welter stepped onto the field and into the history books as the first female coach in the NFL. The Arizona Cardinals gave her a shot no woman had ever been given, a role on the coaching staff during training camp and preseason. She didn't ask for permission. She earned respect with knowledge, toughness, and leadership that just couldn't be denied. Dr. Welter shattered more than just glass ceilings. She opened doors for women in sports and beyond. Because of her bold step in Arizona, women across the country are stepping onto the field as leaders, coaches, and decision makers. In 2020, Dr. Welter hit another milestone, this time in the digital world, becoming the first woman coach ever featured in Madden NFL 20 in Superstar KO mode. Dr. Jen Welter, the first, but not the last. Courage started right here in Arizona. This is Latoya Lucas with Varsity Sports Show.
Welcome back from the timeout break with the SaberCats. 3 timeouts, champions 2. And it's a 31-7 score here with Saguaro having a massive lead and now driving to potentially score another touchdown.
Now let's mention the humidity here for a second. Man, is it picked up, especially for the little tiny bit of sprinkles that we had. I thought it was actually going to rain a lot harder.
Yeah, earlier in the first quarter we had a few raindrops, but we haven't had any since. It's been raining around us.
The humidity is definitely picked up over here, and you can feel it.
Yeah, it feels like Florida.
Summertime in Arizona.
And we're getting near the end of it, and it's crazy because the summertime usually is pretty long for Arizona, and it's usually dry. But we're in monsoon season.
Yeah, monsoon season definitely brings humidity to watch out for.
It sure does.
How do you think the humidity is playing an effect when it comes to players?
Oh, I'm sure the players are drenching in sweat right now. They're all probably producing all different kinds of sweat.
I feel like I'm sweating just sitting here in the humidity, and we're just sitting in the bleachers.
We sure are. And now the SaberCats will come back on offense to see if they can expand their lead even further. Play action. Jones, end zone, batted down and incomplete.
Almost intercepted again. I can't see who that is.
Yeah, it was batted down on the play by a defensive back, and now it'll be second down. Should have been an interception, honestly. That was thrown right to him.
Man, that is twice now that the champions almost had someone there. Just went right through their hands. That time it bounced off of their chest, it looked like. They tried to bring it in, and it just bounced off their chest and flew away.
High snap, play action. Jones just going to scramble again. He's getting to the 10, goes upfield to the 5, and gets low with the other cornerback.
When he sees the pressure, he takes off and runs. And he's quick. That is a mobile quarterback right there, and that definitely opens up a lot of room knowing the fact that you have a quarterback who can run and escape pressure.
Yeah, it's nice that you mentioned under pressure because Darius Kelly knows that he wants his players to be in those pressured situations. A quote from a year ago, he told Vince from the Varsity Sports Show, "I love pressure. It brings out diamonds." Jones. Corner of the end zone, and it's caught, but he's way out of bounds, incomplete.
No, they wrote it a touchdown. He kept the feet in bounds.
Are you kidding me? That's a touchdown. That's in.
I think he.
I'm kind of shocked right now. Are you?
I think he kept both feet in bounds. I think he was tiptoeing along the sideline. That was a very close play there along the side.
Wow, what a play. I initially thought that it was an incomplete pass because it looked like he got out of bounds, but the refs ruled that he got 2 feet in.
I think when he caught it, he was probably on his tippy toes. And then, of course, you're still stumbling forward. But by the time you kind of register, I think he caught it. Sure, he's a couple feet out of bounds by then.
As the PAT is up and good, 38-37. What an incredible throw by Jones. That's the best throw he's made tonight.
That is absolutely one of the best plays of the night. I wish I could have seen who caught that. I couldn't see the number too well, and I apologize, fans, for not being able to see who caught that to give proper credit. Well, but that was an excellent play along the sideline.
That was indeed. And to get your toes in like that, especially when being manned up really well and covered up well, that's both quarterback making a near perfect throw and the receiver
making a near perfect catch.
Yeah.
A perfect catch, you could say.
No kidding. And now we have 1:25 to go left here in the third. And this is getting ugly for the champions.
Right now, if you're the SaberCats, right now you are making a statement. It doesn't matter what you guys had. It doesn't matter what happened the first 3 games of the season. That doesn't matter at this point. It's how you can rebound from 2 losses in the first 3 games. And right now they're making a great statement on that.
They sure are, and they have a pretty tough schedule ahead of them too. The Saguaro SaberCats have a lot of ranked games coming up, and five out of 6 of their next opponents are in the top 25 ranked in Arizona as the kickoff is underway and the champions will get the ball back. So we got awkward exchange and returned down at the 26-yard line. One returner secured it, but then bobbled it and had to give it off to the other man. They already had one special teams mess up earlier in the game. There was no need for two. They didn't need to. And now the Champions offense will come onto the field. Cesar Chavez has tried everything that they could to get the ball around, to try and get some kind of movement, but they really haven't been able to crack anything.
Yes, they've just been struggling here offensively and defensive. Their defense has been on the field a lot.
And that's a handoff there for about a gain of 3, and they'll be down at the 29, 2nd and 7.
Like, especially when your defense is out on the field a lot, it really tires out. It really just tires out your defense. Or it becomes harder to cover guys when you're playing a long time. And actually, you know what? Looking over at Saguaro here, their 2 losses were close games, both of them by 3. But the one win they had was 23-10. So Saguaro's definitely got a great team, you could say. A great team offensively, as the lowest they've scored was 21. They lost that, but when they won, they scored 23. They've scored 31 last game. And so all 3 of their games, they've improved in score-wise. And here, they got 38.
Hernandez looking, finally takes a deep shot down the field, and it was going to be intercepted by one of the SaberCats safeties, number 12.
12
Elijah
and 25
Jackson.
are both in the area.
Yeah, Elijah Jackson almost got the interception and got hit by his own man, and it forces an incomplete pass.
Kasai Mitchell was also right there as well, with a chance to either knock it away or pick it off. They had 2 guys right there.
Jackson just looked up at the sky like, oh man, that was mine.
43 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
2 running backs in the backfield. 1 high safety for the SaberCats. Taking the snap, throws, and what a great catch. 45, 50, makes a man miss, and he gets pushed forward for another few yards there. And now it is first down at the 42-yard line of the SaberCats. Great catch and run there.
That was really good. He caught it and spun, I think, mid-air. I want to say that was from Thomas Yond.
Yeah, it was, and he did a little ballerina move as well.
That was an excellent catch there by Thomas. What a play. What a first down.
Hernandez rolling out to his right. Steps, throws deep.
Just missed him. Oh, flag.
Now we got a flag on the field. The pass was a little too short there. He had his man open, but just couldn't get enough power on the throw. And we'll see what the penalty is here.
I think one of the refs, I thought I saw him saying it was holding on the defense. Yep.
Defensive holding. And that will gladly be accepted.
Champions will accept that. That puts them, gives them a.
Now we have 5 seconds to go here. Sorry, Riley. We have 5 seconds here in the third quarter. Let's see what they run here on the last play of the third.
About 10 yards for the offense there.
Now they'll set up shop at the 32-yard line. Two by two set. Hernandez, handoff over the middle. Jeez, nowhere to go. He gets maybe 1 yard as the entire defensive line for the SaberCats welcomes him.
He just ran right in the traffic there, just really didn't have anywhere to go. The SaberCats defense, the defensive line on the SaberCats just stepped right up, closed every gap.
As the third quarter ends, it is a score of 38-7, and we will be back to start the fourth quarter here from the Varsity Sports Show.
In a game built on power, speed, and precision, Sometimes real change doesn't come with noise, it comes with courage. And in 2015, that courage showed up in Arizona. That's when Dr. Jen Welter stepped onto the field and into the history books as the first female coach in the NFL. The Arizona Cardinals gave her a shot no woman had ever been given, a role on the coaching staff during training camp and preseason. She didn't ask for permission, she earned respect with knowledge, toughness, and leadership that just couldn't be denied. Dr. Welter shattered more than just glass ceilings. She opened doors for women in sports and beyond. Because of her bold step in Arizona, women across the country are stepping onto the field as leaders, coaches, and decision makers. In 2020, Dr. Welter hit another milestone, this time in the digital world, becoming the first woman coach ever featured in Madden NFL 20 in Superstar KO mode. Dr. Jen Welter, the first, but not the last. Courage started right here in Arizona. This is Latoya Lucas with Varsity Sports Show.
As we welcome you back here to the fourth quarter to start, 38-7 SaberCats here in Laveen, Arizona at Cesar Chavez High School. Riley, we thought this matchup was going to be a little bit closer, but the SaberCats have been showing who is the better team tonight.
Yeah, the SaberCats really, they came out to play today. The SaberCats the SaberCats know how good of a team they are. They know how good of a program they have when it comes to football, especially, as we said, the 11 alumni who have made it to the NFL. 5 of them currently active, so, and active as in like the past 6 years they've all came into the league.
Yeah, exactly, and Saguaro has also produced 13 state championships, six in a row from 2013 to 2018. They are known for success, as there's a handoff here to the running back. Finally gets breaking free and down at the 15. That's one of the best plays we've seen on offense from them tonight.
Well, some credit to the champions. They have stepped up a lot with Cesar Chavez, despite knowing that history with Saguaro.
That was a good run play on the inside zone there by the running back.
Yeah, Shaw had just a great move there in the middle of the field, able to break free.
Now it'll be first down here at the 15-yard line. They're going to go 2 by 2 here with a 2 tight end set. Another run to the outside, leading blocker up ahead, but still no room to run.
Shaw was able to get a couple of yards on that far side of the field.
So our announcer here tries to make a joke about roughing the chain gain here as the whole play went out of bounds there.
It's the PA announcer, right behind us from the press box, actually.
He's been making some funny remarks tonight, I'll say that.
Man, these PA announcers, when you listen to them, they are awesome to hear, especially the way they kind of just say some things out there, and you're like, oh, that's funny.
Oh yeah, it's hilarious. Champions hoping to put their second touchdown up at the game and have some kind of good news heading to the sideline. Handoff over to the right side. There he goes. Gets smacked and down at the 4-yard line, and it'll be a big first down.
Shaw fell forward a couple of yards there. Picks up a couple more yards.
Yeah, Shaw's been getting a decent amount of carries to start this fourth quarter and has been the offense so far. With less than 10 minutes to go, hopefully the champions can now.
Emmanuel Hernandez came over towards the sideline there for a minute. Looked like he was getting the play from the coordinator, from the coach. Went back out to the huddle.
We're going to go trips bunch here on the outside at the top.
Ferris Jenkins is in the backfield with them.
Play action to the outside. Everybody's covered up, and Hernandez, he's just going to throw the ball. Looked like backwards there.
Looked like he just tried to throw it away.
Yeah, he tried, but they're going to mark him down, and Hernandez is down, but the entire offense comes up to help him
It looked like
up.
he tried to target Jenkins there on the far side of the field. Looked like he tried to target Jenkins there on the far side of the field, and he got covered up quickly in a hurry.
Yeah, the refs are discussing to see if it's ruled a sack or an incomplete pass. And it looks like it's just gonna it is gonna be ruled an incomplete pass. Trying to sort this situation out. Oh, actually, they're gonna mark him. They're gonna mark it as a sack for the SaberCats, and now it's gonna be down at the 18-yard line. Great pressure and great coverage overall by the SaberCats on that play.
That was an excellent, as you said it, excellent defensive coverage there. Now it's second down and 18. And timeout.
And we have a timeout here for the champions, and we will go to break. 38-7.
This is a good time to tell you. Tonight's game brought to you by
Social media. You either love it or you hate it. No matter what side of the fence that you're on, it has completely taken over the world of sports. Athletes no longer have to depend on the media to relay their messages or their agents to speak for them. Instead, those in offices and fans at home can know exactly what's inside of the mind of their favorite player just by a swipe. Of course, the access of social media comes with both positives and negatives. Majority of athletes use social media to build their personal brand while also sharing a glimpse into their personal lives. A major theme that we've seen blossom within the last couple of years is relatability. Fans gravitate with people who they can relate with. It's no longer just about being a good athlete. It also applies to how you carry yourself in your day-to-day life. Instagram and TikTok have increasingly become popular forms of social media for athletes to connect with their audience. In the same breath, some argue that social media gives too much access where it becomes overwhelming for the players. Nevertheless, we are living in a time where it is more common for those to pull out their phone rather than pen and paper. For Varsity Sports, I'm Blessing Frazier.
Welcome back here to the Varsity Sports Show.
They said 9 minutes left in the game. 9 minutes, 13 seconds.
Yeah, with 9 minutes, 13 seconds to go. SaberCats 38, Champions 7. With the Champions taking a sack earlier before the commercial break. And yeah, they are going backwards, but they still got to try and at least get another touchdown up on the board.
And remember, it's second down and goal is from the 18-yard line with the yardage they lost. So there is no first down, especially inside the goal line. They just fell backwards there on that sack.
Yeah, they sure did. And even though sometimes you might be trending in the wrong direction,
if there's any good news, I think it might give you a little more space to pass the ball, but you don't want to go backwards when you're in the red zone.
Exactly. So it'll be second and goal at the 18-yard line. 2-by-2 set. They had to turn the speaker off there. They played it a little too long there. So we are here with the Champions 2-by-2 set on offense. SaberCats in the nickel. Play action, QB keeper to the outside. He's just going to run. Gets to the 10, 5, and strung out of bounds at the 4-yard line, but there is a flag on the field.
They put one guy in motion there.
That was backup quarterback Mason Penrod on the QB keeper. Very mobile overall. And the penalty is going to take the play back. So much for a good play there as it gets back down past the 25-yard line, and now you have
They just said it was an illegal shift.
And now you have,
I think it was who I saw in motion, number 25, I believe it was.
Now it's going to be a very long very long 2nd and goal.
Maybe about the 24-yard line, it looks like.
Yeah, they're
maybe
going to
the 23.
They're going to mark them at the 24. And they're still going to go in their, now they're going to go in their 2x2 set here once again. And if you're the champions, you've got to take your shots down the field.
Exactly the way you put it.
Jet sweep. It was a reverse. What a move by the ball carrier. He gets tripped up and taken down at the 15-yard line. Wow. That play almost went 4 or 5 yards backwards in the wrong direction, and he makes one cut and gets upfield for a little extra.
Yeah, it was a handoff to the running back, and then he immediately flipped it off to number 88, Thomas Yond, who then turned it upfield.
Yeah, I lost the ball there. I thought it was a jet sweep to the right side, and then it goes back the other way. You gotta love some of these reverse and trick plays.
Oh, they are amazing to see. It's like, especially when you get to see the creativity from the offense and the defensive side of things to try and trick the other team.
Yeah, the best thing that...
Especially with the fake punt we saw from Cesar Chavez earlier today.
Yeah, the best thing that a lot of defensive coordinators teach their defense is watch the ball. Never watch where the players are going. Always keep your eye on that ball, even if you can barely see it.
Champions want to talk it over.
Timeout. It looks like we're going to have another timeout here for the champions, and we'll cut to break here. 38-7 still. 7 minutes, 51 seconds to go.
Hi, I'm Carmen Liberto, and I'm an intern at Varsity Sports Show. And today, I'm going to show you a story about what water polo can mean to someone, even though it's not as popular in Arizona as just a state over like in California.
Water polo, it keeps people engaged and wanting more. What does it mean to some people? It means the world. Even when options are limited, dedicated players want to keep chasing the feeling it first gave them when it started.
So my name is Troy Symington, originally from San Clemente, California, and I've lived in Arizona now for the last 7 years. Anywhere I go, I always look up for Masters water polo and hope I can find a team that I can jump in with. So when I moved here, I started an internet search for Masters water polo and USA water polo to see who had Masters teams in the area. And
Troy Symington has been playing water polo since 1982. He is currently 57 years old and still loves to play.
Because when I get in and I play water polo, when I get out, I feel like I'm 18 again.
He drives all the way from Prescott, Arizona, just to come down to Scottsdale to play water polo.
Well, the thing that worried me most is that I wouldn't be able to find someplace to play. Thankfully, Scottsdale Water Polo has a great...
As we welcome you back here to the Varsity Sports Show with the SaberCats up 38-7 on the Cesar Chavez champions. Pass, throws to the back of the end zone, and it's going to be intercepted. Intercepted in the end zone by number 6 of the SaberCats, Delano Sanguin, with 7 tackles and a fumble recovery this season, and now that's his first interception.
Man, that is a great defensive play. The throw was just underthrown, and there were 2 SaberCats right there in the area. One of them coming away with the interception. It was just double covered. I think they tried to do a fade route there towards the back corner of the towards the back of the end zone. And the quarterback was trying to aim for that back shoulder, get it over the receiver's head, and he threw it short.
That was Mason Penrod on the pass attempt. He did a pump fake and just tried to make a play happen to get some kind of spark for the offense. And now we have the SaberCats back on offense. Scrambling out to the bottom, extending the play, throws. And it's going to be incomplete at the 35-yard line. Second down for intended receiver, Oliver Gibson. Surprises me that Saguaro's still trying to throw the ball here.
I would say why not? I would say, especially when you have the lead that you do. At this point, try to give the ball to the guys that maybe don't get the ball so much, and let them try and do something.
Looking
Flag
over to
in
the side.
backfield.
Outside. Tries to fight for more yards, and they're going to mark him out of bounds. He stepped out. Looks to be at the 25, 26-yard line.
There's a flag back here at the 20.
Yeah, you're right. There is a flag thrown. And we'll see what the penalty is here as the refs discuss it. Looks like illegal shifting on Saguaro. And they'll back him up 5 yards to the 15-yard line.
See what happens here. Second down and 10.
Second and 15.
Second and 15, yeah. The scoreboard, I was paying too much attention to the scoreboard location. And I was like, if the scoreboard's saying it, maybe it's right. And I
Jones looking, throws over the middle, caught to the 40 and down at the 45-yard line. Oliver Gibson again.
He had that slant route right over the middle of the field and saw a wide opening that he was able to turn upfield, almost like, I'm going to say this, the 2008 Super Bowl between the Cardinals and Steelers. Remember that 64-yard touchdown?
The Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah, that was the exact route.
Looking, steps up, pump fakes, throws, makes a move to the 45, makes another move to the 40, rolling out of bounds, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, SaberCats. A massive touchdown run for mobile QB1, Marcel Jones. And he's jogging all the way to the gate to celebrate with a fan and high fives, and is jogging all the way back.
I think when he initially took off and scrambled, he probably had no intention of running all the way. And he was like, I got some space, let me turn upfield.
Yeah, he looked upfield, saw the green grass, and said, oh, okay, thank you.
It's like, might as well go for it.
And now that extends the lead, 44-7.
Pending the extra point to make it 45.
PAT attempt up and good. 45-7. And some fans are really starting to clear out here for the champions.
I think this game here by the SaberCats should tell you all what you need to know here by Saguaro, I think, the rest of the season. This offense is going to be a tough one to stop the rest of the season. Looks like whatever mistakes, whatever kinks they had to work out in the first 3 games, it looks like this game they have fixed it, and this is a statement game by then. 45 points.
Yeah, they're playing like a complete team tonight on all sides of the ball. Defense, offense, special teams. I mean, this is such a great bounce back game for the SaberCats and for the champions. I mean, yeah, this is a pretty bad loss, but now you can go into next week thinking, okay, where in the heck did we mess up on?
And regroup. You get to regroup, readjust. The champions know they're playing a really good team. And there's definitely some positives with the amount of fighting they have done to at least push forward and get yards. But the SaberCats have just seemed to have their number, it looked like, this game.
Yes, they did.
So there's definitely some positives that Cesar Chavez can take away from this going into the rest of the season. And the Saguaro SaberCats, what you saw here, I think is something they might continue to work off of. This is definitely one of their best games I think they've played.
As the kickoff is underway, and it's a high kick.
High and
bounces,
short kick.
And it goes out of bounds, almost recovered by the SaberCats there.
I wasn't sure if that might have touched one of the kick returners for the champions. I wasn't sure if that might have just maybe scraped one of them, because one of the SaberCats came diving in as if it did to see if he could recover the ball.
Exactly, and as I'm looking around here, we've got some lightning and thunder starting to roll in here. And we'll see how that affects the game later on. Might not do anything,
I
but
don't think it's close enough.
There's been so much there's been such a change of
The
weather
wind is
all around us.
the wind has died down completely. Speaking of weather, we haven't seen any wind in a while.
Yeah, and now it's replaced by thunder and lightning.
Well, the lightning has been way off in the distance over there. Way too far away.
Yeah, it's coming from the north and the south. It's pinching us.
Still quite
we got a handoff here for the champions. A breakthrough run all the way to the 50-yard line. And now we have an offensive lineman down on the field for the champions. Oh, no, he's back up. He's back up now. We are all good. No injury there. I think he just collapsed because he got smacked by a defensive lineman. So now we have 5 minutes and 29 seconds to go here in the fourth. And if you're both teams right now, you're just trying to get other guys in to get involved, get some playing time, rotation, and see who's going to stay at their spot and who might potentially play next week.
You also get to see a number of these guys who maybe don't get to play often, and this is also their chance to step up, be like, hey, I can play a lot more time than what I've gotten so far. So this is definitely a great game to let some of your other guys get a little bit of the action.
The handoff from Penrod to his running back, and he gets taken down at the 30-yard line with all 5 defensive linemen of the SaberCats in there. And this O-line just hasn't been able to get really a lot of breakthroughs for their running backs.
Yeah, this Saguaro defensive line has been
monstrous.
Exactly. Like I was struggling to try and find the right word.
Well, monstrous is just one of the many.
I think monstrous even undersells it in a way too. How many times have they stepped up and stopped what could possibly have been a big run against really any other team? They've stepped up and closed the gap in a hurry.
Arguably over 20 plays.
They've done that quite a lot.
Penrod looking, throws to the outside, batted down and incomplete. It'll be 3rd down. Play there by the SaberCats, number 25. Kasai Mitchell. He has 4 tackles on the season.
And Kasai almost came away with the interception. Remember, he was part of the almost interception earlier over here with Elijah Jackson, who almost had it. He was right there in the middle of it.
Yeah, and that was his chance to make it right there. But the pass deflection always works out, too. Great defensive stop. This Penrod in the offense will go 3-by-1 again. They've run a lot of 3-by-1 tonight, trying to run inside zone, trying to get guys down the field. But just, again, this Saguaro pressure has just been getting to them.
They've managed to close a lot of holes.
Up the middle. Finally, a decent play. Breaks off of 2 defenders to the 45. Another one.
He broke
and is
up
out of
2
bounds,
more.
gets thrown out of bounds, and there's a flag on the play for a late hit.
And at about the 50-yard line, too.
That's going to be a 15-yard penalty right there, and that'll put them in opposing field position.
So it was 3rd and 9, and he went 10 yards past, maybe a little, about 10 yards past the 1st down line.
Well, now Penrod is limping on the play. He's limping all around, trying to fight through his injury.
He did take a hard hit there on the sideline.
He did, but he's going to play right through it. What a tough son of a gun. Backup quarterback has been very mobile tonight, and that was one of the most powerful runs I've seen by a quarterback all season. Breaking off 4 different tackles. That's awesome.
And to take a harder hit, he was playing aggressive, he was playing physical, and had to take a harder hit. And he just got right back up.
But we're at the 37-yard line, and it's 1st and 10.
Penrod with some confusion on the play call here. He's trying to figure out what's going to be the next call. 2-by-2 set. Handoff over the middle. He's got a breakthrough crease. And he's still fighting. I lost him for a second there. He's going to get down at the 14-yard line. His acceleration, incredible. But we do have 2 flags on the play. It's like illegal motion on the offense, and it's going to come back. But that acceleration by running back, oh, my goodness.
He just pushed through, and then as soon as he was about to go down, he immediately he stayed on his feet and kept fighting more, tried to break off even more tackles.
Yeah, stop talking because I thought he was going to go down, but he got right back up on his feet and burst for another 10 yards. And even though the play comes back, that's still a pretty impressive individual play.
That really is.
In the middle of the field got open too, so that's one of the few plays we've seen the offensive line actually create a gap opening for their running backs.
It's like a substitution here on the offensive side. Kingston Morrow steps out on the sideline, and Josiah Gandy also comes out the substitution.
And that will
Offensive
start.
lineman came down towards the sideline over here.
And that will start at the 42-yard line of the SaberCats. 3-by-1 set. High snap, handoff over the middle. As he gets stuffed by even his own teammates. They got turned around on that play, and it's only a gain of 1. As Penrod, once again, he is battling through some kind of knee injury right now. After the handoff, he jumped up in the air because of something going on in his leg. But he's still out there. He's fighting like a warrior, like a champion. And the SaberCats just continue to send 5 to 6 man rushes because that's what's been working tonight, and they're not going to stop.
I don't think that guy's on the roster. I was about to say his name there for his plays, but.
And that will run out the clock here as the game ends 45 to 7. A massive victory for the SaberCats, and they go to 500.
Yep, and now they're going to look to build upon this game. They're going to take what they did right this game. They're going to keep it up and they're going to say, let's do the same thing that we did this game. Let's do it again next week.
Yeah, it was a great performance overall by the SaberCats. And for the champions, if you're going into next week, you have a very tough schedule up ahead. 3 of the next 6 opponents are ranked top 6 in the Arizona rankings. How are you going to bounce back next week?
I would say if you're the champions in this one, you take away what went wrong here. Let's regroup. Let's take away what went wrong, and let's go ahead and use this as practice to know what you can do better next week against your tougher opponents.
Thank you all for tuning in at the Varsity Sports Show for tonight's matchup. I am your play-by-play commentator, Ethan Troll, alongside Riley, our color commentator. Good night.